As you guys see by the title of this video, we are here today to discuss the Super Bowl, discuss the two best teams in the NFL that made it all the way to the finals. But before we do that, Donovan, I have to get an update. How is your hate watch going?
Finally, after weeks and months, I finally had a successful hate watch. The Rams are no longer here. They're no longer here to traumatize me. So happy.
If you guys have not been watching for the extent of this season, for some reason, Donovan hates the hell out of the Los Angeles Rams. Doesn't really make sense why he chose them to be the team he hates of all the teams in the NFC that compete against his Eagles. But that's the team he hates. And here we are a week after they finally went out.
Oh my goodness, I'm free from Matthew Stafford fan fiction.
That's what.
Free from people saying Matthew Stafford is about to be a top 5 quarterback of all time.
See, it's so unnecessary, but I get it. It's whatever, man.
And listen,
I was fighting invisible discourse wars.
You were definitely in a mental straitjacket, shadow boxing yourself in the corner, just
having arguments with himself about Matthew Stafford in the mirror.
Look, yeah,
no one said that, man.
He does not process as well as Tom Brady.
Street out here saying nobody said it.
So we're gonna discuss the aforementioned game, Rams versus Seahawks. Talk about the snowball of Broncos versus Patriots. Get into all that. But above all else, we're going to do our first of 2 preview episodes for the Super Bowl, talking about how we got here, the teams that are going to be playing. Should be a good one.
Hell yeah.
It's time, man. It's finally time.
Cue the intro music. So before we get into the specifics of the 2 conference championship games, I think it's only right we kind of zoom out and talk about the fact that we are living in a reality of all the simulations of what could have happened this season, of all the teams that could have made a run, all the superstars that could have made a run, solidified their legacies. We are in the reality in which we're having the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. That is a crazy sentence to have said if you heard this 7 months ago. 4 months ago, it would have been crazy to hear that. These are 2 teams that were not in the playoffs last year and have now reached the pinnacle. There's so much to dissect there. These are 2 of the most impressive single-season turnarounds I have ever seen. And the fact that we get both of them in 1 year meeting in the championship game, it's outlandish to be here.
I think if there was ever like a matchup that like coaches could use to be like, listen, block out all the noise.
Yeah.
Don't care about what anybody says. It only matters what's spoken about in this building. It's this matchup. Because we had Seattle as last in the division. Obviously, we didn't feel like overly strong about it because the NFC West is like crazy. But we thought that they took a step back with Sam Darnold instead of Geno Smith. That's fine. You came up here, had your bold prediction as the Patriots going 12-5, and we're like, listen, I mean, it's bold.
It's bold as hell.
It's bold as hell, right? That means that they're fully taking advantage of their super weak schedule. And they'll be nice, 12-5, first round exit. And Drake May, you'll be on the right trajectory. And now that we're here, it's like if Drake May restores the Patriots and their dynasty to their former glory, that's amazing. If Sam Darnold becomes essentially like the first of the retread quarterback in this whole trend, now you finally give proof of concept to the rest of the league that you can go out and get somebody who's been bad for 7 years, get them into your system, fix their lives, and then in return, they fix your life.
Yep.
Like that is honestly... That's the number one thing that I'm watching for in the Super Bowl is like, how does Sam Darnold play? Do the Seahawks win? And what does that mean for like the macro NFL landscape of team building and all that?
It means a lot. Like you mentioned 2 things there that this is something that coaches are always in point to say the NFL is a week by week sport. The names on the paper don't always matter. The preconceived notions for your team based on last season don't always matter. Year by year, it's a new journey. Ben Johnson was asked after the Bears playoff loss, how do you build on this going the next year? He said, you do not. You start from square one. This is a whole new team next year, a whole new journey to embark on. This matchup truly embodies that. These 2 teams were on dog shit journeys last year, and here they are on the best journey possible because the power of, 1, football as a low sample size sport where anything can happen, and the 17 games you played last year have no bearing on this year, and 2, just how much is possible with 1 good offseason. With 1 good batch of free agency signings like the New England Patriots, 1 great draft class where you bring in a Nick Emanwari and others for the Seattle Seahawks, you can truly transform your team in 1 to 2 years. In great hires like Mike McDaniel and Mike Vrabel came in and completely transformed these teams. you can truly, your life is never too far away unless you're a Cleveland Browns fan. You're never too far away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They were picked number 4 last year, the Patriots, and here we are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That shit is insane. Trading up in the NFL draft for Nick Emery, getting Greg Zabel, of course, who's been a stud since day one. And then you like switch your wide receiver 1 from DK Metcalf and putting all your chips into JSN 2. Like they had one of the more, not one of the more, but super impressive rebuild. And same thing with the New Orleans Patriots. I completely forget, like, these guys they won like 4 games last year.
Yeah, they went from 4th
That's
to
crazy.
best. And you said you kind of stopped yourself from saying one of the most impressive rebuilds to not get over your skis. This is one of the most impressive rebuilds. Schneider is one of the best GMs of the modern era, clearly. Yeah. They are 10 years removed from being a Super Bowl team, and they're back here now with an entirely different roster, 0 players left over, 0 coaches left over, just the front office still here. It is one of the most impressive rebuilds. Mike McDaniel was hired 2 years ago. And you mentioned that we were down on the Seahawks at the start of the year. We thought they were the 4th best team in this division. Now, that was because I'm an idiot, and I believed in the Cardinals, and that was a toss-up to me. We thought there was 4 playoff caliber teams in the division, so we didn't exactly think the Seahawks were trash. But we did not think they were anywhere close to Super Bowl ready. And that's because they made a lot of big bets this offseason that they bet on themselves and their front office vision, namely, mostly Sam Darnold. They bet that he is younger, cheaper, and will perform better than Geno Smith going forward. That was like an understandable calculus with Geno Smith getting older, but none of us thought it made sense in the time because Sam Darnold had 7 years of his reputation being in the gutter, being a bust. Last year, he has a perfect scenario. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Kevin O'Connell, one of the best offensive minds in the league, a pretty good offensive line, and he flourishes. Went outside in the playoffs. We all could convince ourselves that it was simply a matter of what's around him being good enough to hide his flaws, and I have no reason to believe Sam Darnold will keep doing that, especially coming into a Seahawks team that, like you said, has JSN and a bunch of guys around him in the wide receiver room, was not a deep room that we felt good about. If you remember, there was questions of, is JSN even ready to be an outside receiver? He was a slot when he was a star last year. The offensive line was terrible last year. Geno Smith was running for his life. One of the defining strengths of Geno Smith in these last 3 years was making the most of bad protection and standing in there and delivering down the field. That's kind of why we thought they were essential. He was essential to making the Seahawks offensive run afloat. Did not feel like they had the ecosystem in place that the Vikings had, especially didn't feel like they had a Kevin O'Connell to make Sam Darnold be able to replicate that again. Turns out Kubiak is a Kevin O'Connell of a playmaker. He is just as good, is giving them just as high of a floor. And Sam Darnold has answered every single one of those questions and just proved that 2 years in a row, he is a good quarterback now. Last year's playoff smokeout wasn't necessarily an indictment on him. He is who we thought he was last year. It's real now for 2 years in a row. And every other swing along the way that I didn't even mention that they did in their roster all went well for them. Every single opportunity they took, every single bet they made on themselves and their vision, all went well. They truly got the best case scenario.
Yeah, and I mean, it is funny though, because it's basically like you went to Minnesota. It's like, can you have this, like you said, can you have Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the league? Can you have Brian Flores scheming up one of the best defenses in the league? And then you go to Seattle and it's like, yeah, it's not going to be like that. Oh, but it is.
We have all of that, literally all of that. Now we have the best receiver,
Mm-hmm.
the best defense coordinator, all of that.
And so if he's going to be in that situation, yeah, Sam Darnold's chill, man. Like, he's pretty good. So I'm very excited to see it. And this is also why even fans, every summer, you will see as much hopium and copium with whatever situation. And you can give yourself 25 ifs and feel like that's still pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Because not only with the Seahawks are you rebuilding this thing in 2 years. With the Patriots, you're rebuilding it in 1 year. Yeah. We saw it with the Bears, where the Bears rebuilt it in an offseason. We saw it with the Commanders last year. Mm-hmm. You make one draft pick, now you're in the NFC Championship game. You saw it with the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. You bring in a new hire. You are one hire away from going from 4-13 to 13-4, winning your division, hosting a home playoff game, and then we'll see what goes from there. So I do think that, like, for the macro NFL stuff, like, it's very, very important. On the Patriots side, for Drake May, as important as you can, as important as it can be, to take care of this opportunity when you have it. Because one, you can knock out all of like the super quarterbacky stuff of can you win on the highest level? Can you do all that? If you get that done in year 2, hey man, listen, you're good for at least 5 years before people start saying stuff. And everybody will instantly forget about the ridiculous playoff run. I'm not even gonna say good or bad, just ridiculous playoff run that he's had.
We'll get into that for sure.
Yeah, that he's had over these last couple games. And having him step into this, succession where you have Brady for 20 years. You go through you're wandering in the woods for 5 years, and then all of a sudden you are the heir apparent, and now you're bringing the Patriots back to where they feel that they're supposed to be as the most spoiled fan base in all of sports. Like that's a beautiful place to be in.
Yeah, and you mentioned a lot there. That all that is 100% true. And like you mentioned the macro thing that there's never too much hopium. That both these teams really embody that you can always tell yourself this could be our year, things could go well for us. For somebody, it will. That's the most beautiful part to me is one, if you're a fan of these teams and you look at someone like us, really everybody around, anybody that has an opinion about the NFL that isn't a Seahawks or Patriots fan, they would have told you 6 months ago, there's no way these teams are in Super Bowl contention, right? Nobody thought these teams could be here. If you're a fan of the Seahawks, you should be dunking on us. You should be dunking on everybody on TV, everybody on other podcasts, every YouTube channel. It is your God-given right as a sports fan to dunk on people who did not believe in your team. That's part of the social contract of being a sports fan.
Yeah.
Let everybody know that Jackson Smith and Jigba was ready to be the number one.
Literally 20 minutes ago, right before we pressed start on the camera, some Seahawks fan commented under my last IG post, and he was like, "Dumbass, you had us third in our division." I was like, "Bruh, relax, not too much."
The vitriol is a little funny because, okay, it's a Super Bowl.
That same guy said the same thing under my IG post.
He's running licks on everyone.
It's what you got to do. But I said to say, do that, enjoy the moment. Who knows how long you'll be here? What'll happen? Enjoy that, dunk on everybody.
Yeah.
Also, like after that, everybody else like looking back, this team like there was reasons to have those opinions. I don't look back and say we were stupid for doubting the Sam Darnold situation I just explained. It all worked out. I don't think we were stupid for doubting their offensive line, even with the Gray Zabel thing. It all worked out. I don't think we were stupid for saying JSN's good, Cooper Kupp wide receiver 2. It worked out, but those were real things. It's really, really props to the Seahawks for just answering those questions and finding ways to get over those humps and prove that they had the plan in place to make up for those weaknesses that were real, but they just answered them. Yeah. So like they are materially better and materially made smart choices to overcome the weaknesses. Not that the weaknesses didn't exist. So dunk on people, but also just appreciate the fact that your guys' front office was in their bag.
Facts. And it helps when you really only needed one game from Sam Darnold. Up until this point, you got the bye. You blitzed San Francisco from the moment the game started. You were up 7-0. And even with whatever oblique injury that he's been dealing with, it didn't matter. You knew, because you had a competent offense, we can run these dudes off the field. Like it doesn't matter. So he really hasn't had to do much for 2 games. And so the fact that he was able to step in and you have this game against the Rams, which was as crazy, and they've had like their last 2 games have both been contenders for the game of the year.
Yeah.
And the back and forth nature of it and him going toe to toe, throw for throw with Sam Darnold, with Matthew Stafford. That's the bigger story. And so for Seahawks fans, you look at Sam Darnold and everything that he's done over the course of this year and you say, this is him now. Like you're not even thinking about any of the other seeing ghosts. And I do think that even if it's just one game, the fact that they were able to go up against this Rams team, which has really been the sole team to give Sam Darnold all of his like super bad issues.
They've ruined his reputation the last year and a half.
Yeah, like they ruined him in the playoffs last year. They ruined him in the first meeting this year with the 4 turnovers. He was playing awful in the first part of the Week 16 game. Like they definitely had his number. And the fact that he was able to come in here, slay that giant, and now we're going into the Super Bowl, it feels like a weight has been lifted off of Sam Darnold's shoulders.
I'm glad you mentioned this.
And the way that we talk about it, because now we can actually look at it in a sense of like, okay, how is he going to dice up the Patriots as opposed to can he overcome like the demons going on in his mind?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up because I was framing it around the fact that they surrounded him with a very good situation that we didn't expect to be that good. And that's kind of the main gulf and expectations for this team is the weaknesses we thought that was going to be around the quarterback position that would doubt us or that would make us doubt him were answered. He also stepped up himself. You're right. This game was extravagant. He was incredible. He was lighting them up. And it just goes to show you that these quarterbacks that we keep talking about, these late bloomers, these guys that get these second opportunities, there's like a 4th opportunity for Sam Darnold with his teams. You still develop at age 27. You still get better. You still rewrite your expectations. He's the new poster boy for that over Baker Mayfield, over whoever else. Like he truly has gotten better.
If he didn't play the best game of his life, I don't think they would have came away with this win because there's so many times where like the best defense in the NFL blew things up and got diced up. There's specific guys like Reek Woolen, who fucking damn near blew it fucking in 2 separate occasions, and he would have been like the most wanted man in Seattle if they didn't come home with this game, bro. So Sam Darnold literally stepped up to the plate in ways that I would have never imagined, based off of all the context and conversations going around him prior to the season starting. So this shit is crazy.
It's crazy how much better he is than Geno Smith now. Like, also, Geno Smith fell off in best situations, so like you can do all the revisionist history stuff. I still think like the reasons we doubted it and the reasons we were concerned for Sam Darnold under that pressure of what we thought was gonna be a terrible offensive line still made sense in the moments. But he's just elevated so much, and really, I say elevated. It's not like he's better than he was last year. He just proved it wasn't a fluke, and it's also just goes to the reactionary nature of football being a small sample size sport. That he had a full season last year of being this good, but then crumbled the last couple weeks of the season in the playoffs. So we were like, oh, vintage Sam Darnold, that 15-week run was a fluke. Now 2 years in a row, it's not a fluke. That's more games good than more games bad. I'd say it's not like we're gonna do that again. When somebody goes out sad in the playoffs, we're gonna react to it. You can't just do nothing. It's the most important game. But it does show that like CJ Stroud's career isn't over. Justin Herbert's career isn't over. Like there is still more games to be played, and you can react appropriately. But some guys will just come out and prove that the one game doesn't define him.
Yeah, and I think for Darnold though, I do think we were right to feel that way, just because one, it was in consecutive games that it happened, and I don't think anybody questioned whether or not Darnold can play throughout a regular season, or whether he can be a top end starter, right? Like in the top of that middle tier. I don't think anybody really questioned it. The question has always been, when you get into this situation, are you going to be able to do it? And like, you can say that it's unfair. That's just the nature of the game. You have one opportunity every single year to be in a situation to prove everybody wrong. Are you going to take advantage of that chance or not? And up until this point, he hadn't done it. He's done it now. And so you have surpassed that expectation. We're going to give you all of this credit. And if this is no longer and now like the conversation is for guys who can live up to whatever pressure or can handle big moment after big moment, now you start getting into a different conversation. But he's gotten them to a Super Bowl. He's done things that a lot of the other mid-tier quarterbacks, revival projects haven't been able to do. And this is a moment where we do have to look at Sam Darnold and elevate him, not like to some crazy high standard, but you do get a meaningful bump, and it will stay here.
He's earned his way out of certain convos. Yeah. And like now he's demanded respect. So yeah, I'm not saying to say that our previous concerns were wrong. It's just that he's put them to bed completely. He's earned his way for those not to be concerns.
100%, man. 100%.
So this game is crazy because like also like the Rams offense was also fantastic. Like they were great as well.
Yes.
And it's very fitting, honestly, whenever a team loses by the thing that they've just been struggling with the whole year.
Yeah.
And it's like, of course that would be your downfall. And so for a team that fired its special teams coordinator in the middle of the season, has had multiple special teams issues, lost the game to Seattle because of special team stuff, and now we get into the NFC Championship game, and you have a blunder on special teams that now allows Seattle to go ahead and double you up and create a 2-possession lead instead of going straight back and forth. That's like, I look at that play and I'm counting that play for the loss, because nobody was stopping anybody.
Yeah.
And when you get an opportunity to one, create a turnover and then to get the ball in immediate scoring position, that's something that if you're a Rams fan, you look at this entire season, it's like, I can't believe, like, I understand that sold us. I can't believe that's the thing that really sold us.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense 100%. Like, the cheapest defense in the NFL played like the cheapest defense in the NFL eventually at the final fucking game, bro. These corners are getting blitzed every fucking single time. We all talked about how these reclamation projects like Forbes and Durant and all that were just like kind of a feel-good story, you know? But at the end of the day, like, they played like who they were for majority of the part of the fucking year prior to this. And so with that being said, bruh, like, I feel so sad. Not sad, but it's just like, damn, bruh. Matthew Stafford did all he could over the last 2 meetings against this team right here. He put up like over 830 yards, threw for 6 touchdowns. He damn near played like flawlessly. Of course, there's other things that happen in between this game. Obviously, the completely like bursted play that led the Seahawks to score right before the end of the second half. Like just killed all their hopes, and that was really like that's like one of the things that lost them the game for real. For real, it sucks to see.
Hey Donovan, 1 to 10, how sad are you for Matthew Stafford?
2. You know,
a little bit sad.
Yeah, he was hooping, but
yeah.
Overall, though,
Hey,
like honestly, something that I feel like it's probably not as talked about as much is how this defense has generally fell apart over the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's 8 weeks now. After week 12, they completely fell apart. The reclamation project is the right word you used earlier. Chris Shula got the most out of these corners. It's very similar to how we talk about Jesse Minter, which got him a head coaching job, getting the most out of Dante Jackson and co. Just like finding a way to make these guys they found be a great lockdown secondary. Chris Shula was doing that for a lot of the first half of the season. They were great at calling stunts, were a fantastic defensive line that put a lot of pressure on the ball and allowed those corners to be able to play aggressively and make them plays needed to not necessarily be exposed left and right. Since week 12, they have been leaky as fuck, to say the least.
Dude.
They've been bottom 5 in success rate, bottom 5 in EPA against the pass over these last 8 weeks, counting the playoffs. They went out in the way that they've been telling us for 8 weeks they're probably going to go out.
Dude, they gave up 31 to the Panthers, not once, but twice.
Oof.
They gave up 34 to the Lions, one of the best offenses in the NBA, or in the NFL. It is what it is. They, of course, gave up 38 to the Seahawks in one of their games, 27 to the fucking Falcons. Like, what are we doing right now? What did we expect to happen? And what we expected to happen exactly happened precisely.
And that was the difference in this game. I think we mentioned that in our preview. I was like, I'll go towards a team that has a home court advantage and doesn't have the flaw that's as big as the Rams secondary and how they've been playing. And we'll get a little more into the Seahawks, but even if they had just played a regular Seahawks game, you would have expected that to be the case. Now, the fact that they played one of their best offensive games we've seen all season and rose to the occasion, it was just hard to imagine that the Rams secondary is going to be able to keep up unless the offense of the Rams truly played perfect every single time. And then we can get into the game management stuff that everybody's debating with the Sean McVay stuff and whatnot. But overall, it really was the Seahawks taking advantage of the biggest weakness the Rams had that was clearly there as a deciding factor.
And it was interesting because in points in like this in the trilogy that we've seen this year, for as good as JSN has been across the year, there's been moments where he's been locked up, right? And he's only had one target. He's only had 0 catches through a majority part of the game. And for him to come out and dominate in this game, for Kubiak to figure out a way from the jump and say, we are going to find creative ways to get you the ball. And so like the one play that everybody's looking at is the play where he scores the touchdown because he's in the backfield, right?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Runs the sale. It's like you're breaking every single rule that the Rams have on their defense. You are saying hella high water. I'm going to get the ball to this guy, and and if it doesn't happen, it's not because I didn't try to. And so I think like you see that, and you see everything that Seattle did, and all across they said we are leaving here with the clip completely empty. Yeah. There's not going to be anything left. We are going to try absolutely everything that we have in our bag, and it worked. And so when you are facing that type of onslaught, it's like, yeah, I can't really do anything.
And bro, the running game of the Seahawks has been inefficient all year. They've been the lowest pass volume team in the NFL, or bottom 3, fluctuates throughout the year for the entire season, because they've been dedicated to establishing the run, using the 3 tight end, 2 tight end sets, and being able to create explosive plays off of that. It's been brilliant. It's why Kubiak is probably going to be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders if they want him. I mean, if he wants them. All of that has been true all year, but they have not had a particularly efficient run game all year because they've had the anchor tied to them of Zach Charbonnet carries that they sacrifice every game to keep the running back rotation fresh and do all the coach speak necessary. Kenneth Walker was unleashed, and Kenneth Walker was a motherfucking demon in this game. Workhorse Kenneth Walker is everything we could have hoped he could be. And I say I mean the Kenneth Walker truthers, who have been saying that he is one of the most underrated players in the NFL and deserves more than he's been given this season. He was dynamic today.
Dude, he was ridiculous.
Or a couple days ago.
Yeah, he was ridiculous. Seeing just how shifty he is, the ridiculous ability to just make people miss and just be like a shadow in people's minds, or at least the defender in front of his mind is insane ability, bro.
There's that goal line touchdown where it was stuffed at the line and he went sideways, but they're always like, oh, Kenneth Walker goes sideways too much. That's why they give him the goal line carries. He went sideways as a motherfucker and flanked the whole defense and got to the end zone. I was like, Zach Charbonnet could never do that. That would have been a loss of 3 if they gave the ball to him.
He had the play. They had the sky cam where he juked the linebacker.
Crazy.
Just completely there.
I think it was Spates, ruined his career.
Yeah, he was such an efficient runner. He was super important in the screen game. So many times they were able to get him out on the edge as a pass catcher. And I think I texted the chat like I'm not a part of the Kenneth Walker like truthers.
Yeah,
but I was like, if it's gonna look like this, you could send Zach Charbonnet to the XFL. Like I'm okay because this version of Kenneth Walker with JSN with that defense that also Eamon Warry was insane.
I've been telling you, man.
His versatility, how he guarded so well Puka Nacua in certain instances in the slot and all that was ridiculous.
That's an all-pro.
Everywhere.
Yep, that was one of my favorite prospects in last year's draft. I love big, rangy safeties. The Derwin James, Kyle Hamilton archetype is my favorite type of player on defense. He's not Kyle Hamilton. He might be Derwin James. I'm not going to lie. He might be Derwin James. He's incredible. His tackling is so sound right now. And I don't know if it's always been that. When he was first starting off, obviously he was a rookie, being thrust into a complex role, being a big nickel, and being asked to be the entire reason we can play nickel packages the entire game because you're big enough and you can attack blocks on the edge. You can be sound attacking, guarding tight ends, finishing running back plays all across the sideline when you have all this space that you're in charge of as the only defender there on the boundary. Big role that was asked of him to start the year. Took some time to get going. Once we got to midseason, he has been truly elite for the entire time and was clearly the missing piece that made this defense so dominant.
And like Puka is not a small guy. Devontae Adams is not like a.
Parkinson's is not a small guy.
That's
either.
what I'm saying. None of the Rams receivers are small. Anytime that he came in, broke up a pass, and like they're walking away, you're just looking at him like he's towering over these dudes. Like he looks so much bigger. And so to have
so well
to have that size, to be that fluid in your movement patterns is ridiculous. And so I think for Seattle, like they definitely. And like they definitely have the edge. Like I haven't looked at the line at all, but like they are favorites. It should be more than just a field goal over New England. Like I've been trying to think about ways that the Patriots are gonna win this game, and really it's just like is Drake May gonna connect on these deep balls, and that's really it. Like it's either that or. Is he going to have 70 yards rushing and be able to beat them with his legs? Because in the middle, I have no idea how that's going to work.
No, on paper, they clearly in pretty much every way are the better team.
Yeah.
It's the only reason that you pick the Patriots is just, well, let me say this. There's no reason to pick the Patriots, I think. But nothing's a certainty in football. So, like, the only reason that you'd open the door to the Patriots winning, I think, is just the normal anything can happen in a football game type things. It's a game of inches. The turnover's going to happen. Anything, you really, truly never know that with teams that are at least competent enough to be this far in the playoffs. So nothing's a certainty, but in terms of on paper, this feels as clear.
It should be built to ass 110%. Like if somehow the Patriots have a generational performance, I think it goes behind what a lot of people think that Drake May is, which is generational. And it also goes behind, I don't know, it's only possible if Sam Darnold throws 3 interceptions or whatever, and he is the only 2 players in the league who threw more interceptions than him is, I think, Tua and then Geno Smith, of course, as well. Outside of that, like, no one loves to throw picks more than fucking him. So
yeah, and the good thing is, a lot of those picks, his fatal flaw has always been if he gets pressured, he can start panicking. They protected him damn well against the Rams. And the New England defense has been playing extravagant. We'll talk about that when we get to that game pretty soon. They did a good job against the Rams' defensive line. So hopefully they can carry that forward. It was one of the better pass protection games of their season. If that happens, and he's kept clean, and kept from the lack of pressure he felt last game.
Oh, it's cooked.
It's going to be tough to beat them.
Yeah, he's frying you.
And Sam Darnold, the California boy, is playing in a warm weather city.
Uh-oh.
Listen, man.
Uh-oh.
Playing in Santa Clara. I don't know. I don't really see any reason to bet against them.
That's funny.
No, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a crisp 62 degrees. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
Also, something that's just like another like subplot of this whole storyline is seeing how Cooper Kupp gets to go out. It must feel good to go against your former team, who you were like very much a legend. I didn't know he had like 1,900 yards a couple seasons ago. That's insane, bro. When I was looking over that,
Yeah.
and to just like be thrown away to the side like that and dice him up like how he did, being important, having so many important pivotal roles in plays, must feel nice.
There's a report that came out yesterday that I don't know how true this is. I don't know if I don't remember the source, if it was like reputable. Apparently, the Rams urged him to retire in the summer. And part of this report, which I again don't know how true this part is, apparently they dissuaded other teams from giving him more than the minimum. When they were asked about him, they were like, "Hey man, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I'd give him more money." Playing with his pockets. So that might add a little fuel to the fire that you're describing. Getting your get back on a team that might have been playing with your money.
That's nasty work.
Now again, I don't know if it's true or not. That was a report. I do believe.
We will run with it.
Okay.
for the purpose of storyline and myth building. So
That's all that matters in sports.
yeah. So Cooper Cup, you got your get back because they were stealing money out of your account actively. So shout out to you.
We believe anything that makes a better story. Cooper Cup, they were playing on your pocket's downfall. Kevin Stefanski, you're a racist. We're believing anything we need to build up aura.
Yeah. And this is how you romanticize the game. This is how real fandom gets built.
Matt Ryan, you're complicit. Next, so go over to the AFC Championship game. We talked a lot in our prefacing here about the Seattle Seahawks. I think they were the more, at least front-facing, interesting story. Patriots, though, we glossed over it. We can talk about them and their path here via the AFC Championship game. I think the most commonly talked about thing about this Patriots run right now is people harping on the fact that Drake May has not played like an elite quarterback and is still in the Super Bowl out of hatred in their heart for the New England Patriots and their ever-evolving success. Everybody's like, yeah, but your quarterback's not elite, though. He's not playing great, though. Not MVP caliber, though. That's kind of been the prevailing talking point. And off that, outside of just Drake May, how easy their path has been because they played nothing but shitters offensively. They just got Stidham in the AFC Championship game. That alone is a gift from God to not have to play against a starting quarterback. Before that, they got the terrible offensive lines of the Texans and the Chargers and the terrible quarterback play there after a full season of weak schedule play. All that's true. What are you going to do, though? They played these in front of them, and they're here. I don't really feel the need to harp on it too much. Yeah, it was an easy opportunity. They took full advantage, and they're here. Now where do we go from here?
We say that, but like the Chargers defense is
it was elite.
Like, yeah, the Chargers defense is a good defense. You still have to go up against them. The Texans defense is a unit that we've been talking about is the best in the conference. They're the best defense in the league, right?
People saying that defense was damn near generational.
It was not even that was a generational defense.
It's crazy.
And the Broncos is damn near generational.
Yeah.
They're not. Linebacking core isn't quite good enough. They're damn near. Texans is 100% generational, and the Chargers aren't quite as talented. But their head coaches got hired by the Baltimore Ravens, who do nothing but make good decisions. That should tell you something.
Exactly. So you've played two of the three best defenses. Now you're going to play three of the three best defenses including the Super Bowl, and then a very, very good Chargers defense. On the other side, you've played good teams. Yeah. Like you've played good units on the opposite side. So I'm not subscribing to like, Drake May had this easy path. It hasn't been like that. And even if they did, I'm gonna look at you and I say, who cares? They won, right? Yeah. That's at this point in this specific part of the year, he could have thrown for 2 yards. If they won the game, I'm cool with it. You did what you had to do in this specific moment to get there, and there is some type of credit where like that has to be given. And if you watched that game, you saw that you couldn't see. Because the snow was absolutely everywhere. It was a very, very tough environment. Yeah. And they got it done.
I think harping on the fact that the Patriots as a whole had an easy schedule and that's part of why they're here is like true. Like obviously they did play bad offenses, so that certainly helps. The Drake May part is where I'm with you that like the harping on him is it's just Patriots animosity, which I understand. Get your agendas off. Like how could you not hate on the Patriots? I get it. He had 3 touchdowns against the best defense in the league against the Texans. He made just enough big plays to win the first round, played fine. And he said this last game, he didn't have a stellar first half against, again, an elite defense. Second half, snow took over. It's fine. You know, like he didn't light it up. I'm not saying he's like MVP caliber in the playoffs, but he did what you expect to do, especially given the fact that the talent deficiencies he has on his side of the ball are massive. Will Campbell's been getting pieced up left and right by anybody that lines up across him. The wide receiver core is buns compared to the secondaries he's playing against. These guys are at a massive talent disadvantage. So, again, not to say we're going to big up Drake May's performance, but he's performing kind of how you'd expect given all the factors, and I think it's fine.
Yeah, as long as there hasn't been a moment, or at least too many moments, where you're looking at him and you're like, yeah, he is like the reason why you lost the game. It's never been that bad at all.
Yeah, or why you should lose, because I know they haven't lost the game. So,
Yeah.
But much is made of the fumbles and turnovers. Yeah, it'd be nice even in fumble. Like, yeah, that would make him play better. So it's not to say he's been flawless, but again, when you're playing these defenses and you don't have protection, you don't have great receivers that have outlet valves too, you're probably gonna have some more turnover worthy plays every now and then.
There was a play early on in this game. They tried to go ball to Booty over Surtain, and as that ball was in there, and I was like, this is not getting completed, man. It's a wasted down. Like they tried him a couple times, and I was like, I understand you have to do this, right? This is part of your game plan. In no world is a one-on-one ball with Keyshawn Booty versus Patrick Surtain a good idea, but you have to do it. You have to try, because what's the other option? Stephon Diggs on the go ball. Like, it's not. These are not great options all around. And so the things that everybody has said about the Patriots the entire year about them being frauds, a lot of it is the talent level around Drake May, and the biggest story around this Patriots team is the elevation of Drake May, is the fact that you can put this quarterback on a team with this level of skill players who we're like, it's whatever.
No,
right?
no, not whatever. I said I was the lowest in the Patriots before the season started. And again, this is one of those things like the Seahawks thing. I don't really feel bad for being wrong here. I would have said it again, but they proved me wrong. I did not believe this team was ready to contend at all because I doubted some of the defensive talent, which that side I was like, they have defensive talent. They could be good there, but I don't know if it's going to be elite enough, because the offensive line, I did not think would be rebuilt in a day by adding Will Campbell. Not really rebuilt in a day. It's probably better than I gave him credit for, but it's still not a strength. And on top of that, that wide receiver core is buns as fuck on paper. Shout out Keyshawn Booty. He's earned all the respect in the world. Is a very good deep target down the field. There was a dig in this game that he ran. Oh my God, it was the roundest dig I've ever seen in my life. He is still not some dynamic over middle field route runner. Stephon Diggs is over 30 off a torn ACL. I expected him to be cooked beyond belief. He was not that. He's still a smart, genius player, has like a late stage Keenan Allen type thing where he's just such a smart understander of leverage that he can still get open. I'm not sure if he would be super productive across a myriad of quarterback situations.
Facts.
It's worked out well for Drake May. He's elevated them, got the most out of Hunter Henry. All these different elements, he's gotten the most out of them. On paper, I don't think I was wrong. I think the quarterback play and Josh McDaniels is a great offensive coordinator has just been so good they've made the most of it. And it's baffling that they've been such a proficient passing offense all year. And that goes towards Drake May. But again, on paper, I don't think I was wrong that these guys are a bottom, 7 receiver core at best?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's
At best? Like really, probably really
Wow.
bottom 5?
I didn't think about
Probably.
that. Wow.
I do think I also want to give the Patriots credit, because the ways that we were talking about this game going well for Denver, it started out exactly like that. Where we're like, listen, Stidham obviously isn't going to be like amazing. Can you make enough explosive plays to put your team in a decent position? Had the big bomb early on, right? Then you get the touchdown right after. You go up 7-0, and for the Patriots, that's a hole that you now have to climb out of against one of the best defenses in the league, and you did it. You did just enough. And shout out to Drake May. We're talking about hearing stories to big up mythology. Drake May is calling his own number at the end of the game, not telling anybody, just like, yeah, I'm gonna go rogue here and I'm gonna ice the game. That's cold as hell. So I'm looking around. Your quarterback could never. That's disgusting. I'm not telling nobody. Said, try me. That's
So
it.
all this to say, I'm not necessarily going to. I don't think Drake May is worthy of the slander he's getting, but I do understand it. He's made the fact that he's even here is amazing. The fact that we were considering him in the MVP conversation and many people believing he should be the MVP is because he was doing the most with the least in terms of supporting cast. That's still the case in the playoffs, and of course that's exasperated. And of course the numbers aren't as good when you're facing 4 of the best 5 defenses in the league when we get past the Super Bowl. That's crazy.
That's insane, man.
Shout
But again, shout out them. And on to the AFC Championship game specifically. Yeah, you mentioned the first half. We were like, hey, man, that point about you got a great offensive, or let me not say great. The Broncos offense isn't necessarily great. You got a good offense of Bo Nix. You overcame his weaknesses over the course of the year, built an offense that supplements what he does well and tries to hide what he does not so well. You got to that point of the season where it's the best version of that. We really are clicking all cylinders. Who's to say that can't work with Jarrett Stidham? It's hard to imagine off of 1 week that they're going to win the game, but like the floor is probably pretty high with the Sean Payton offense and everything they've done well in this Bo Nix system. Maybe Stidham can be just good enough to defense and win the game. And you mentioned first half, it felt like that. Talk about the second half.
I mean, there's nothing to talk about.
Jared Stidham fumbles, return for a touchdown that luckily they blew dead. There should have been a pick six. It got ugly.
You saw the reason why he's a backup quarterback, and like for Broncos fans, even with the crazy weather conditions, you can make the argument. You can clearly see the argument. Like, oh, if we had Bo Nix, we would have did something, because even if you can't throw the ball, Bo Nix as a runner is much more effective than what Stidham is, and you could have figured something out there. But listen, I'm gonna stick to that first half, because there were moments with this offense where I think like moving forward for the Broncos, and if there is hope for them going into next year, that like this wasn't your one opportunity to really make a deep playoff run. It is that at any point Sean Payton can figure out how to make a competent offense. And as you continue to build this, as you continue to have, progression from your skill position players, you start to draft more players on the offensive side, put even more talent around Bo Nix.
Yes.
Then you can go into next year and saying, oh, we actually do have another level to where we don't have to play a million close games to get these wins. We can actually win these games pretty handily. So shout out to them for doing that. I just think like overall, when you're a backup quarterback, and whenever you want to play this like complementary football, you really want to lean on your defense. You have to win explosives. You have to win the turnover battle, and those things weren't necessarily in their favor.
Yeah, going into this offseason for the Broncos, I never really realized throughout the entirety of the year how dire and how their weapons weren't necessarily the best. Courtland Sutton should not be your wide receiver one. I don't think so. You need a new running back one also as well, obviously, and then you also need more. You need another like first option tight end as well. I didn't really like go into the year as time went on to like think about them as like a mediocre group, but that's what really like showed. I mean, of course, throughout the whole second half of the thing, like it was just all bad. I don't even know how to like dissect that at all. But going to the offseason, I definitely think that should be like top priority number one.
It's a very young group that's like really, really building on expectations of leaps from these young guys. Guys like Troy Franklin, guys like Pat Bryant being drafted as a rookie, obviously RJ Harvey. The goal is like natural progression of those guys makes it not a mediocre group. But yeah, it's still pretty mediocre right now. Troy Franklin got better in year 2. Still don't feel great about the Sutton Troy Franklin 1-2 combo being your main 2 receivers. Courtland Sutton's awesome, but he's like a mid-tier awesome wide receiver 1. Would be amazing as a wide receiver 2 to your point. So I'm with you. Sean Payton is so good, and the defense has so much talent that they got to pay that it'll probably always be that way. They're probably going to have to coast on the fact that Sean Payton can figure it out and hope some of these young guys come out and pop, and then all the effort is going to maintain that defense. That's probably just a reality of the way this team has to be built. But it would be nice if some of these draft picks hit a little harder.
Yeah.
You have to. And even like when your defense is this stacked, it like you can stand to lose like 1 or 2 pieces. Obviously, it's a very slippery slope, and that is very, very careful, because once you start saying, "Oh, we could lose a piece here, we could lose a piece,"
we don't need Milton Williams,
right? Then you end up looking like the Chiefs have looked, where you look up and your entire defense is gone. It's like, what happened to this elite
unit? We don't need
right?
Josh Sweat. We'll be okay. We have the people to replace him.
I mean, the defense was fine.
Yeah, but I mean, there's times in the year we talked about like, damn, I wish I had those defensive linemen still.
I mean, yeah, but then people stepped up. You don't got to make this about us. I'm not talking about us.
No, I'm just saying, in a moment it's easy to say we'll be fine, then you miss those guys.
Yeah,
it shows.
But also, if you're doing that for a specific trade-off, it is also different than just losing them and saying we can save the money here.
Yeah. Also, defending a Super Bowl, you're gonna lose players. It's different, obviously, but it's just funny.
And so, like I do think like if you do want to make that trade-off, and especially while you still have Bo Nix on, very manageable money before you have to pay him, now is the time to go all in and try and give him as many weapons as possible 100%. When you have a play caller like Sean Payton. So I do agree. I do think offensive skill position should be at the top of their list going into the offseason.
Yeah. But especially when they have such a, like, there's not really a lot of holes outside of that in the roster to address in the high in the draft. You have the best protection in the NFL.
Yeah.
You can afford to go draft a tight end in round 1.
Round 1? Yeah.
Yeah, you can take Sadiq. You can pick Kenyon Sadiq in round 1 if you really wanted to. If he's there for you at pick, what are they at, 25 or something? Actually, lower. He won't be there. Never mind. But if there's somebody else there,
28.
Like they can have a luxury pick like that if they really want to.
Yeah. Also, shout out I know a lot of people are going to take this game and use it as propaganda for domes. I actually think it was the opposite situation. I think this is the exact reason why you should want.
Okay, come on. I wasn't going to bring it up.
stadium.
I wasn't going to bring it up because you're so passionate. That to say this is the exact reason we need outdoor games is insane.
I think that goes
actually-
against your argument.
If you think it's good that a team is in the Super Bowl because of snow game, fuck up any opportunity of seeing the outcome.
No,
Come on.
because I think that having home field advantage and having this outdoor stadium, you had a team on the opposite side where you have this very dynamic offensive team. You have this very, very dynamic quarterback, and you have a backup quarterback. What do you need? I need some wild stuff to happen. Let's let the snow fall. Let's let all the craziness come through. And for them, I think it worked. I think you can zag on this, and this actually is a decent.
That's a ridiculous
a
zag.
decent argument. You want to be able to have as many variables go in your way as possible, and I think it's pretty solid.
This Ryan Russillo last take. I came away more impressed by the snow, actually.
Yeah, this is what you want. Field goals were missing left and right.
It's cooking the game, man.
You
It's
had
cooking
the
product.
MVP on the opposite side. If you have a good defense and crazy weather conditions, you have another aspect to slow down the MVP. That is something that you should want on your side.
Goes both ways. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think it's fine to say, listen, you got to crack some eggs to get some good outcomes. There's a lot of good snow games, and it's just like you live with nature, so it's fine. Sometimes games will be ruined. Is what it is. That's history. That's the sport. That's fine. To say this was actively good, you're out your goddamn mind. This was a bad game. I did not enjoy a single second of the AFC Championship game. No matter what, coming away from that,
and
that's a bad outcome.
And that is exactly my point. Is that if I'm spending billions of dollars, and mind you, some people aren't spending their own billions of dollars to build these stadiums, right? That's a different conversation. However, if billions of dollars are being spent for the purpose of this football team to host this football team, I don't give a damn if you like it. We're talking about what I want for my football team, and like in terms of is this going to create the most enjoyable game? No, I want to create a situation and an environment where my specific football team can thrive, where we have the advantage. And I think that having an open stadium at altitude where snow can potentially happen, if that goes our way, it might be beneficial to us.
They lost.
It wasn't beneficial.
They
them at all.
lost.
It made them 10 times
What
worse.
are you talking about?
Did they? If it was a clean game and no weather, the Patriots offense would have had, like, the better unit also would have had better conditions. You bring teams down to your level when you have these crazy stuff, because nobody understands, because it's such a rarity that everything is now lowered.
But then what about the man in the mirror? What about you? You also bring yourself down to the same level, or even worse, actually.
You have the advantage. You have the better defense. You are already going to play a conservative style of football because you have the backup quarterback. Now you get to play a conservative style of football in snow. They have to come down to your level. You're good.
This is outrageous. The fact that this is
we're in a street fight. I just knocked your knees out. Now we both have to play on.
Yeah, but
You
I
lost
have
the
one
fight.
arm though, so it's like, come on now, you're still whooping my ass regardless.
Whether in this specific moment, I'm not making the argument that this is actually the one area where I'm like, the result actually, it's whatever. This is 100% about the process and the idea about the opportunity that they had to win this game.
I promise you, the process behind
That's
having
so
a dome
funny.
or not having a dome is not predicated on whether or not in the season we decide we
If
had the better
everybody-
defense and who we face in the championship game.
I'm
That
telling
is
you
so
right-
specific and niche to base the whole argument on.
I'm telling you right. Well, one, there's other points that I've had this argument based on. When I'm telling you this right now, the same way that I just said, oh, it's a slippery slope. Yeah. Let one team build a dome, and then let another team build a dome. When we look up in 2032, or I guess further, in 2042, and every single team has a dome and it's lifeless football being played, we're going to look up and we're going to say, damn, what happened? It's because weak ass people who don't want to play in outdoor conditions have allowed us to take away the sanctity of open air football stadiums. And we will miss it, and we will look at pictures from the past and say, wow, what a moment, and what architectural structures did we have and did we lose? We truly played ourselves by building all these domes.
Now that I understand, going on the vibes and the history and the feeling that is elicited by outdoor football and
Very
the elements,
cool.
I get it. basing it off some type of strategic elements that you tried to sell 5 minutes ago is a crock of bullshit.
No, it's all a part. It's all a part of it. Now, if the only part that speaks to you is the vibes and the history, then that's it. If you don't get the whole argument, that's fine. But take whatever piece of the argument that you can latch onto and fight the good fight with me, brother. We have to stand up. We can't let them take this away from us.
The answer,
it can't happen.
Retractable domes.
Correct.
No,
Controllable
no.
domes.
I hate this as well. Please, please. I hate this so much.
Why?
Because it's never going to be retractable in the stadium. Like, if you have a retractable dome and it is snowing outside, again, in this situation, let's say that you are the worst team, you are the fraudulent team, better team comes in. You want more variance. You want to muck up the game. If it's snowing, they're never going to open the roof. It's only going to be open if it's 62 degrees and sunny. And so you're never going to get the true benefits of the thing. The Eagles last year in the divisional round, you had a team from Los Angeles who plays in a dome. They came in, had to play in a snowstorm. They didn't know what to do. We were more prepared. If they would have never opened the roof
Guess
for that,
what?
you would have never had that.
Also,
Have home field advantage, and you have control of the dome. It's up to you.
But hold on.
But they would never do. That's what I'm saying. In practicality, nobody's ever going to open the dome if it's snowing.
Also, this idea that like these teams aren't used to being there because they play in Los Angeles feels so like overly extrapolated to me. There's not 52 guys in the roster that all were born and raised in Los Angeles. They're from all over the place. Like, you're naming a team that lost because they were the worst team. Like, I feel like we so oversimplify that these guys can't play in the cold. They're professional athletes and have probably played in numerous locations. Are not all from Southern California. Like,
No, but
it feels exaggerated as fuck.
I disagree because I think that on a regular level, even in basketball, every basketball gym has the same dimensions. You're a pro. You've been in the league for 7 years. Some people still play better at home than on the road. Why? Because that's the more comfortable environment. And so now, not only are you going on the road, now you're going into an environment that you have not seen in potentially 3 years. Whereas the Eagles or any other like Northeastern team, they get snow, cold weather more often. So you are more prepared for that. And so like, it's the same like when the Dolphins played Kansas City. Their franchise as a whole, they were lacking dog, but the very, very cold temperatures brought the dog out of it. I'm just saying, we can't let them take this away from us.
Okay.
You have to have moments like this to get the great moments, and all of it matters. Please stand up to domes. We cannot allow this to come into the game.
Create a dome petition, man.
I
You're
will.
disgusting.
I will. I've said it before. I'm anti-dome.
Fair enough. You remain consistent.
Please.
You remain consistent in your point to the point that you completely shift the argument every time. I understand.
Again, there's multiple points of the argument. I could go on for days. I have a Google Sheets with multiple pages.
So now shifting to the Super Bowl, what do we want to see? What's the argument for both teams winning?
Seahawks is domination from kickoff.
Yeah.
Systemic destruction
From every single angle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for them, you see a team that is more talented on defense, and you see a team that is much more together on offense and has the offensive synergy and has the big play ability. And they go in and they're just methodical. They shut New England down on defense. They score on offense. Boom, you look up, they're up 14, 17 points. It's there. And it happens like that. And the stuff with New England that all the things that people have been talking about with Drake May, he's fumbling too much. The turnovers, that can happen again. And this time it just catches up with them. And when they're going up against a more talented team, that would be the path for Seattle. I think for New England, it would be, anytime you're the worst team, I'm always just looking at how much variance can we create, how many weird, wacky things can happen. Mm-hmm. And you just have to, it's all like so like stereotypical dad watching football, got to be good on third down, can't turn the ball over, have to be good with explosives. And that will give you an opportunity to beat the Seahawks.
Yeah, play your best game. Run the ball well. That's tough against Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. That's tough. It's real tough, but establish a run well like you've been doing with Ramondre Stevenson. Get some good explosive plays with Kayshon Boutte. That's tough against Devon Witherspoon, Julian Love back there. It's tough, but get your explosives. Drake May is the best deep ball thrower in the NFL. Use that advantage. Hope you can get some good opportunities. You mentioned that play against the Broncos where the first deep ball he tried over Pat Surtain to Boutte did not work because Surtain was on that. It was a damn good throw.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Surtain, if we had a little bit more separation, maybe we can get those plays to go, get some big plays there. Defensively, continue the stretch we've been on where we are just completely dominating on the front seven, doing a great job disguising our coverages, mucking up the game. We know Sam Darnold can be gotten with pressure.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams could not put him under pressure nearly enough. You can. You have Christian Gonzalez, who is a great answer for Jackson Smith and Jigba as a one-on-one travel corner. Carlton Davis is not bad on the other end. You overall have a good secondary that's playing well. Can you force the Sam Darnold offense to play under pressure well and make constantly good decisions under duress like you did against the past 3 offenses you played? Maybe not, but if you do, that'll go a long way.
Yeah, eliminate the chunk plays, man. That's one of the bigger things for the Seahawks on defense, man. And if they could do that, yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. That Seattle offense is going to run their 3 tight end personnel. They're going to force you into base sets and pass against you. Can you do what they do? And can you stay in nickel and survive against the run and being able to thwart them while keeping your passing defenders on the field and not allowing these big plays where we get Jason matched up with a linebacker running across the field and it's cooked? Can we negate that? Can you not allow Rashid Shaheed to take over the game and make exactly one play that decides the game with a punt return or a deep ball touchdown? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he makes. I forgot who I was listening to. Someone said he makes 7 big plays a season. Mm-hmm. All 7 of those decide the outcome of the game. Can you prevent him from the jump from doing that?
Yeah, and I do wonder for New England also how efficient are you in your aggressive downs, right? Yeah. When you're going for on 4th down, can you convert on those opportunities? Obviously, like we saw in the Texans game, you're able to get a touchdown on 4th down against pressure. That's key. Right, I think like with Drake May, he's proved that he's good against pressure. That's been the story of the year with him. I just want to see like, can you be good not only on 3rd down but also on 4th down?
Yeah, and can Mike Vrabel can he be an advantage creator in terms of his game management? Mm-hmm. Mike Vrabel is one of the best in-game decision makers. Very good at deciding when to go for it on 4th down. Very good at finding all the edges he can in terms of managing the game, and that's not a weakness of the Seahawks by any means, but a lot of these games come down to that. I think that can make a huge difference. Can Mike Vrabel show that he has plus value there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. But man, the Seahawks are a better team.
They are. I just looked at the line. They're minus 4.5 point favorite.
Wow. Yeah, and which our picks, I'm going with the Seahawks. I just have to. They've been so good. Mm-hmm. They've been so dominant. It felt like the NFC Championship game was the Super Bowl. I have no reason not to go with the better team right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But nothing's 100%. I don't want to. Everyone's going to be saying that all week, and I don't want to completely write off the Patriots. It's not impossible they win the game or anything. Like we just did outline some reasons that their defense has been playing at a great level. They could put Sam Darnold under pressure and do a great job masking all the things that we just mentioned on how they could stop that explosive play and really force them to make really great short yardage catches, really force the non-JSN receivers to beat them. That's all very possible. So they can definitely hold their own. I just assume that if they do that, the Seahawks defense will return the favor and do an even better job of bucking up the Patriots offense.
My perception of the Seahawks defense, just because the last game is so warped now a little bit, but then I have to realize, oh shit, like you're not facing Puka Nacua, who's arguably like either the first or second best receiver in the league, and then Devontae Adams too, who's one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league. It's so hard to like get that massive stain out of my head than to look at, oh my god, like you're facing
massive
like the
stain.
Like complete opposite level of weapons and receivers in the Patriots.
And Sean McVay is not walking through those doors.
Exactly.
Sean McVay's a genius. Like it's not the same at all. Like the Seahawks defense is not any type of. They're not on some kind of like bad stretch or anything. Exactly. They are fine. Yeah. They're clicking. They're great. Will Campbell will be under pressure. The spotlight will be on you. It'll be a lot of pressure. Otherwise, get ready to speak guard next season. It'll be a lot on your shoulders.
You remember preseason? That was my big question.
Yeah,
for the Patriots. Is he a tackle or is he a guard? It's looking like he's a guard.
Yeah, I remember it was funny because I was like, "That's the biggest question for the season. That's number one." It's a question, but yeah, and right now in the Super Bowl, it might be the biggest question. Can you handle DeMarcus Lawrence?
Because if he's not a tackle, they can't win this game.
They could have picked Armand Membu. Armand Membu was an all-pro level tackle as a rookie. Armand Membu was him.
That's tough.
But we keep mentioning how the Seahawks offense and defense is so much better. Let's make a quick little game out of this. Let's pick who has the better team at every single unit on the field. So we have quarterback, offensive line, offensive weapons, defensive line, secondary, and linebackers. You can pull up the depth chart for a refresher.
Yeah.
Which team is better on both sides of the ball?
Okay.
So starting off these one. Quarterback. Sam Darnold is playing great right now.
He is. Yes. I'm going Drake May, though.
It's still Drake May.
I'm going Drake May.
It's still Drake May. He's a better player that we probably will have more faith in making the bigger play Now the weapons around him might influence the numbers at the end of the game, but Drake May is better.
Torn or bleak or not, it doesn't matter. Healthy or not, I'm 100% leaning towards Drake May.
Yeah, yes. But shout out Sam Darnold. He's closed the gap. He's no longer a weakness or anything. But weapons. Who has the better weapons?
Seattle.
It's not close.
It's not close.
This is the bloodbath. I'm not gonna lie. This is why the numbers. Sam Darnold probably have better numbers than Drake May in this game because he's throwing the JSN. He has AJ Barner. He has Kenneth Walker unleashed from the shackles of Zach Charbonnet. It's not close.
Even if you had JSN and then the rest of them being Patriots guys, it's still the Seahawks. Like JSN's presence alone gives Seattle the better weapons.
Yeah. Don't even mention the fact that Rashid Shaheed is probably the better wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Running back 1's probably better. Like they really do have everything better.
That's sick, man.
Shout out Hunter Henry though. Who has better offensive line? They're both kind of just mid.
A little shaky.
They're both shaky, but are playing fine at the moment.
I guess I'm gonna go with Seattle just because the Will Campbell stuff just feels very, very like heavy over these next 2 weeks. In his defense, he did have to play like at least the last 2 weeks, 2 of the best edge rushers in the league.
Yeah.
But also it's like, damn man, 3 straight weeks you got your ass whooped. Like that's tough.
Yeah. The Seahawks also have weaknesses there. They have the worst lineman of the bunch with Bradford, but their tackles are playing good right now. We know Gray Zabel has been good for a rookie. We'll go with the Seahawks, but they're both kind of around the same level of quality.
It's neck and neck.
Yeah, they're both not advantages on the offensive line. Now, that is all the offensive categories. Defensive line. Both defensive lines playing good at this moment. It's not close at all. Seattle is so much better in every single spot. Might have the best defensive tackle duo in the NFL with Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy.
Bro, how are they going to win this game?
I don't know, man. I think it's impossible.
Holy shit. Drake May against the world.
How they win
It's
this
literally
game?
that.
The Seahawks defensive line has higher in talent, is deeper, better in basically every way.
Yo, if the Seahawks find a way to lose this would be one of the most craziest upsets in a while.
Secondary. Shout out Christian Gonzalez.
We are going with Seattle.
It's him alone.
Seattle is deeper, has just as high in talent with Nicky Mawari, proven to be an elite nickel. Witherspoon is awesome. Like they are truly, truly unstoppable on defense.
Not close again.
Christian Gonzalez, what are you prepared to do about it?
And it's like, unless CJ Stroud is walking through that door, Carlton Davis is not getting multiple picks in the game.
That's not even getting into the safety rooms. Love is awesome. It's tough. Linebackers. Again, kind of close,
there?
I think.
Like,
Since they got Ernest Jones, it's really unlocked things. And the Seahawks always play nickel. Nico Monwari is kind of like a linebacker. So maybe we just give them credit for having both.
We can squint. This really should just be like a tie.
Yeah.
But, you know, Seattle's the better unit. We'll just give it that.
Hey, you know what? We're going to continue this narrative of Drake May versus the world. We're going with Seattle. Drake May, what
true.
are you prepared to do about it?
If we are going to do one thing, we will create a story.
Narratives will be driven.
That's great. It literally is. Drake May gets his category. Oh, the Bills are promoting Joe Brady to head coach.
Oh, wow.
News just broke on the show. We get live reaction to a head coaching hire.
Interesting.
We get to see this in the moment. Joe Brady is now the coach of Josh Allen. I think this is very deserved. I think in this last playoff game, my main takeaway was, man, I wish Justin Herbert had someone like Joe Brady.
This is really interesting because from everything that has happened with the Bills over the last week and a half, between, you know, going out sad in the playoffs, between firing Sean McDermott, between the horrendous press conference that they had.
Yes.
All of it felt like that they really, really needed a change. And obviously you fired McDermott, you do get that change. But from promoting from within, I wonder if it's going to feel super, super different than what we've been doing over the past couple of years.
Yeah. So, yeah, first and foremost, shout out Joe Brady. I think it's a decent hire. I think Josh Allen was reported to be a part of this conversation. He was going to be in these rooms, in these interviews. This is clearly somebody that he co-signs, has probably enjoyed working with. They probably could have had Brian Dable if Josh Allen wanted him. He's choosing Joe Brady. He likes the way the offense has been going the last 2 years with him over what it was with Dable. Understand all that. The part you just mentioned about the organization and how we've seen them is the part I really want to talk about. It felt like everybody that we saw reportedly go do those interviews with them saw the press conference, saw the owner put his goddamn foot in his mouth and be another idiot billionaire, saw him slander Keon Coleman while he's on the roster and say, we fired the guy in Sean McDermott who wanted him. Don't worry, it wasn't Bean. Don't worry, he's not the guy that does the bad stuff. He's the guy that does the good stuff. They saw this. They saw what is shaping up to be a kind of this like toxic environment from the top down, with them really kind of scapegoating the shit out of Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane playing the politics and staying the guy who runs the organization and going unscathed, despite the fact that he's had like 3 or 4 straight first round draft picks that have been either average value or downright misses. He's gone unscathed. The owner picked him. The owner clearly agrees to things he's saying. It's not the best environment for a head coach to walk into.
I don't think so at all. To the point where like Phillip Rivers had interviews
and then withdrew his name for consideration.
Yeah,
That's sick.
He said, "Oh hell no, I'm not going to be the next scapegoat."
This is hellfire. What do you mean? You don't even get an opportunity to also like at least ask for an interview for what's it do? Clint Kubiak as well.
Yeah,
that's kind of
weird
optics.
Yeah, I do feel like at this point, because you were already kind of behind the 8 ball because you were in the playoffs and you weren't firing McDermott immediately, you probably could have extended this a little bit longer. I understand you probably do want to have a head coach, especially going into free agency, going into draft, give them as much time to assess the roster and everything. But you're right. We're at the Super Bowl. You probably could have waited another 2 weeks, had a little bit more thorough coaching search and see what happened. I think it's okay that you hired from within, and ultimately, if you just say we just needed a change for change's sake, I guess I'm kind of okay with that, considering
it's all just okay.
Yeah, considering where you've been at and that you just keep losing these games, but also if they do not come out next year, and because the Bills are in such a dire situation, like I truly think in terms of like risk reward flop or anything like that, not only is Mahomes and Lamar and Burrow all going to be healthy next year, and you kind of have to go through them at the top end. Trevor Lawrence is now elevated. You have that. You have this roster that their defense took a massive, massive step back this year. You have to figure out how to do that. And you have a young demon in your division now that you now have to compete with. If you are going to make a run right now, it has to be in this moment. And this feels like for the second era of the Josh Allen, time in Buffalo, this has to be the perfect hire. And Joe Brady has to come in and step up and dominate everything and lead them, or else I'm not super inspired right now.
Yeah, I'm certainly not inspired, but I'm also not against it because I do think Joe Brady is a good coordinator, and maintaining that and building off what you have now and hopefully getting the position to add better weapons to a scheme that I think is good and does maximize Josh Allen. I'm okay deciding to cut your losses and not lose that because you're still a good team. The idea of firing Sean McDermott when you've been so successful with him is already kind of weird to me. I think it's straight up unfair that they fired Sean McDermott. Like I mentioned, I think he was scapegoated. I think the fact that he lost his job, but the guy who picked the players and put the roster in a situation he's in kept his job is fucking outlandish.
Yeah.
Promoted
is
That's
fucking
insane.
outlandish.
That's insane.
I do understand the dynamics of the realities of team building, the fact that this GM is the culture setter for a team and a franchise that is all about their culture and their connection with the fans and how they do things a certain way. And clearly Beane is in charge of laying the foundations of who this franchise is and is almost like the CEO of the team in certain ways. I understand that reality and clearly the relationship he has with the owner. I get it. I understand how he got here. It's not completely unfathomable, right? Still doesn't feel fair and equitable. I don't know that firing Sean McDermott makes you have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl. Sure, the 13 seconds game happened. I'm sure there's plenty of things Bills fans can point to say he didn't manage this game exactly correctly. I'm sure he didn't make this decision that led to a loss. That's going to happen. I get that. Didn't feel like he had to be fired necessarily.
I agree.
So if you want to fire him just to get a new face in there and because in football things get stale and we need to find a way to reinvigorate new life, but you don't want to lose the fact that you have been one of the most successful teams for so long, keeping Joe Brady and maintaining some of that value on one side of the ball makes sense to me. Bringing a guy to run the defense that's different than McDermott that can hopefully get more of the pieces we had, that all makes sense to me. But for everything I said, I'm also certainly not inspired.
Yeah, exactly. This honestly feels like one of the more stale and could be like nothing against him, but one of the worst outcomes possible, just in terms of how they went through the process.
I think it's a weird situation because of everything you mentioned with the GM and the head coach. I don't think hiring Joe Brady is one of the worst outcomes possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, the situation as a whole, this should have been a super sought after position that we should have gotten reports that so-and-so wants this job. Mike McDaniel interviewed for this job and withdrew his name for consideration the next day.
That's crazy.
And maybe that's because he understood he wasn't going to get the job and it didn't go well. That kind of happens. They withdraw their name because it's obviously not their job to get. Or maybe they were like, everything I said, do I want to be the next fall guy for the Bean Enterprise? Probably not. People should be lining up around the goddamn corner to coach Josh Allen. Doesn't feel like it's that as good of a situation as it should be on paper.
This is
It's weird.
Yeah, it's just off. And I guess at this point it's just like waiting and seeing. If Bean had been fired as well as McDermott, would you feel different about the McDermott fire?
Either way, I don't really feel like McDermott had to be fired. I would be able to stomach it more because then you're fully ripping the Band-Aid off and saying we need an entire new direction under Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. That would scream to me we are doing everything we can to prove to him that we want to win and the status quo isn't good enough. And we recognize that the coaching can be better. The players playing next to you can be better. So we're going to bring in all new ideas, fresh new faces everywhere to make sure you have a whole new version of this team because this version isn't good enough, clearly. That would scream that to me. Mm. This is not. This screams a half measure and somebody won the power struggle.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I do think like that it was okay. Mainly just for like the staleness of it. It just feels tough to walk back into that room, and it's like fair or not. I think the most unfair thing about this entire situation is whether or not you felt like walking into this postseason because Mahomes and Lamar weren't there. This is the best opportunity that you have. Not really taking into consideration the strength of the roster, the strength of the defense, right? Its strengths, its weaknesses, any of that. I think that's kind of unfair. However, when you are in the divisional round of the playoffs and your team starts to fumble and you are in a position, like you're in overtime in the second round of the playoffs, forgetting anything that we said in the beginning of the year, this was a great opportunity because then it's like, oh, we would have played the Patriots. What does it say?
Turns out Sean McDermott's best trait as a Bills coach is protecting everyone from Terry Pagula, a true defensive genius.
Fair.
Yeah, okay, I understand everything you're saying. It is a blown opportunity, and that will always be pushed back on the coach as the guy who is in charge of the entire operation. Do you feel like they lost again because of Sean McDermott?
No, but I also feel like last year there's been a couple times over the last 3 years where you could have made the argument that McDermott could have been fired after some of the losses. And so the fact that you went out, got smoked out by Bo Nix, right? In a year where Mahomes wasn't there, it does feel like, damn, if not now, then when?
And I get that. But you see what we're describing? We're describing a lot of things that feel like, and we're just describing an emotional decision when Sean McDermott is objectively been their most successful coach in a long time. Do people forget what it was like before 2018, before when the Bills were a joke for 15 years? Sean McDermott has done nothing but succeed there. And again, there's a lot of teams that we could say they have this high floor coach that we need to bring someone else in. Mm-hmm. I get that. I put way more blame on them not winning on the roster deficiencies than I do Sean McDermott. So I'm not opposed to, do you want to make a change? Maybe he's unlikable. Maybe the locker room, he lost it. We don't really know. Mm-hmm. I'm not opposed to the idea that he had to be fired for information we don't quite know. But I certainly don't think that is the main thing that's going to fix this team.
So the emotional aspect of it, I do think is real. On top of that, defensively, and this is a tandem thing where I do agree with you. Bean also should have been fired.
Yeah,
but obviously he's the one in power. It's not always going to be fair and equal. So he's going to make that call. He's going to save himself. I get it. But the defense has fallen off a little bit. I'm not going to put 100% on Bean. I'm not going to put 100% on McDermott. Somebody does have to pay for that.
Yeah, sure.
And so it's like you do have to. Somebody has to get lost with that. There's also like you also said they've been very very successful. Once you get an MVP level quarterback like Josh Allen, who people are saying is at the top of the league, the definition of success starts to change.
For sure.
And so then, like, I'm sure once we got to 2021, once they make their first conference championship game in 2020, you look at them and you say, okay, we can make a Super Bowl. And over the last 4 years, 3 losses in the divisional round and a loss in the conference championship game, and then a loss this year. So once you have redefined what success is, you haven't met this new definition. Now you have to go.
100%. All that makes sense. Again, I'm not saying there's no world in which Sean could be fired. Mm-hmm. When you say the defense has been bad, somebody has to take the blame for that. There hasn't been, again, maybe Bills fans disagree because they pay more attention day by day to all the minutia of Sean McDermott and how he's ran this defense. There hasn't been a second this season where I said a new DC would fix these guys. I said, God damn, it sucks you drafted Kyrie Elam. It sucks you drafted Keon Coleman. It sucks you drafted Maxwell Harrison, who's been hurt this year. God damn, if we had some more bodies to help our few good defensive players, if we had a single safety that could tackle, a single linebacker that could defend a running back out the backfield, a single edge rusher outside of ancient Joey Bosa, who's always hurt, that can really inspire me in terms of pocket pressure, things would go better. And they've made some picks there to address it. They drafted 2 young DTs. They did draft Maxwell Harrison, who's not a lost cause. He was just hurt this year. Things could go well. They're not ready yet. And those are all draft misses. And listen, Bean does do good things. He is famous for being really good at deciding when to pay people, paying them early, doing the anti-Jerry Jones, making smart roster decisions around the edges. That is a strength that he has and is known for. That to me is not a strength that you can be a foundational identity of your GM. No matter who you are as a GM, there's other factors at play like I just mentioned. Priority number 1, and the only thing that matters at a baseline is drafting good players, and he has not been drafting good players. Everything else is supplemental and can make you elite and can build on that. If you do not draft good players, it is hard to be a good GM.
That is fair. So now going, it's very, very interesting because we talk about coaching and quarterback combinations all the time. And so now out of the big 4 in the AFC, the coach combinations are Mahomes and Reed, and we've had our conversations about Reed. Mm-hmm. You have Joe Brady and Josh Allen. You have Jesse Minter, first-time head coach, and Lamar Jackson. And then you have Zach Taylor, I don't know what you do, and Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're kind of the Bengals in that as a big 4?
Yeah. Big 4 quarterbacks.
Okay.
And so, like, whatever. You look around, and then you're 5.
I'm kind of joking, but, like, Mike McDaniel and Herbert inspires me way more than that. Like,
no,
for sure.
I 100% agree. If you can look at, like, the second tier guys in terms of Herbert and Harbaugh, Herbert and McDaniel, whatever. And then now you're looking at Lawrence and Liam Cohen. I like the coaches in the second tier. And I feel like they are inspiring me right now. Obviously, Minter can show up, do a great job. We don't know 100%. But the second tier guys is looking real good right there. And
May and Vrabel got those in there.
Yeah. So I like the top 4, these coaches are in such prime positions where you're taking over these jobs with MVP level quarterbacks, Hall of Fame level quarterbacks. You have 5-year deal.
5-year deal. Whew. They're putting faith in him. And that again screams to me that this situation is not as great as it should have been. And that they had to give him a 5-year deal.
I need to get into coaching, man.
No, that's not like super uncommon. Yeah, so it's not crazy.
I got to give me a whistle.
That's probably because Joe Brady was interviewing for other teams and he could have went to the Raiders. Yeah. So they're like, nope, we got to give you 5 years, secure you, give you some guaranteed money. Okay. Keep you home.
Wow, man.
But that's a...
The Bills got a lot to prove, man.
We'll see.
The Bills got a lot to prove. Brian Bean, or Billy Bean, better have a damn good draft.
Billy Bean?
My bad. Better have a damn good free agency class. Yeah. He better completely fix these flaws, which that's not fair. Completely is hard, but they better do something.
No, I don't think it's unfair.
Never mind, it is fair because
we literally just saw teams this year. There's a team in the Super Bowl who just fixed it, not all, but did completely fix reroute their team's destiny by going out and spending money and making good signings in free agency. You are this guy, you have to do it.
But to be fair, rookie QB contract, $60 million QB contract, $100 million in cap space, negative cap space. Like, it is different. Yeah, those opportunities aren't necessarily equal to every team every year. So they don't have the Patriots type of window to make up the team this year.
Don't care. Because the Patriots are in such a great situation because you have Drake May. And even if Drake May wasn't MVP level player, even if he took just like a smaller step up and you have that elevation, you could have still gotten better and been a really good team, even if he wasn't MVP level quarterback. Josh Allen playing at this level and being the player that he is, he's still going to cover up a lot that goes on in that team. So you have a margin of error there that the Patriots probably didn't know that they had.
Yep.
You know?
Brandon Bean, what are you going to do about this? What are you going to do to address these allegations of you being Littlefinger, running this organization behind the scenes in the shadows, politically maneuvering through and getting the coach fired and having the owner think you're the answer? What are you going to do about this?
Littlefinger's
right now,
crazy.
Are the Bills making the Super Bowl next year?
No. Can't say that.
Tough.
It's hard to say right now because I didn't see nothing that they did during the offseason, but I'm just going to say no.
Okay.
Man, Brandon Beane's
It's
the
hard to
best
say so.
political schemer in the NFL right now. No one's doing it like him.
Shit, boy.
No one, yeah, he's shit, Roy. No one's doing it like him.
Oh my god.
Okay, shout out Joe Brady though. Finally getting his opportunity. We're kind of glossing over him for the dysfunction. Worthy head coach candidate. Glad he gets to have Josh Allen. I'm happy for him for it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Let's maneuver over to another coaching conversation as we continue this portion of the pod that we naturally slid over into. Mike McDaniel is officially the offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers, a coach who, for about the past 6 months of the show, somebody up here has been actively lusting after, hoping he got fired from the Miami Dolphins so he can come and coach their team and try to save their quarterback's broke-ass life. The thing is, it was never me, but I got blessed with it. You wanted him to be an Eagles offensive coordinator so bad, and here he is coming to save Justin Herbert's legacy.
He stole my girl, man. We got to fight about this.
Is Rihanna? I mean, Sub Rocky.
Hey, man.
You're pissed.
Relax.
That's
You about to shift your whole career, become an incel, and start pushing red pill lyrics? You're gonna get on kick streams, start gambling, and ruin your life over Mike McDaniel.
I would. I would.
This is great. This is gonna.
Man, meet me in front of the precinct. Let's make out. I hate this.
I do feel like I just saw the official notification that is going to save the Justin Herbert era.
You won the lottery.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I won the lottery. And that's obviously, I don't know, like best case. We're going to look at the best case scenario right now. I do think, obviously extremely early, just became official. This feels like a transformative hire for a team that is the if team, is led by the if man, is led by the team, like the underachievers in many people's eyes. Whether that's truly the case or not, given the roster talent, another debate to be had. Not even a debate, just it's not the case in terms of like should they be winning these games. The roster has some clear issues they need to fix, but Greg Roman did as much of a job of holding his team back as the offensive line did. Going from him to Mike McDaniel, who is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL, who is now putting 100% of his focus back on coordinating an offense with one of the most physically talented quarterbacks in the NFL, something he didn't have before, to say the least. This feels like it's going to make the Chargers true Super Bowl contenders, even if the roster stays relatively similar.
I may be getting ahead of myself because there are, other teams and there's other hires, and obviously it's a long season. We haven't even got to free agency yet.
Yeah.
If these dudes aren't in the AFC Championship game next year, I actually would be shocked.
Yeah. Honestly, as big as a hire this is and not as transformational, I do believe this is as well. Bro, the Jesse Mentor stuff like truly hurts, and you guys don't. I mean, you guys are still clearly interviewing for people, correct?
Yes.
I'm still waiting, and the verdict is out when it comes to like having these lofty expectations until the second half of the ball is like covered.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
like you said, it's way too early to have any type of actual conversation realistically, but just vibes-wise, this feels like it'll fix the offense. Mike McDaniel is obviously known for his high-flying schemes with all the speed he had in Miami. He comes from the Shanahan tree. He was playing that way based on the talent he had. He had a track team, and he built a track team offense. I think what really shines to me is he is one of the best run schemers in the NFL by far. Incredible at drawing up just the most unique, like the same way that Brian Flores is known for drawing up these hidden blitzes that show you a look that you don't quite know what's coming, and it's just crazy, super, super modern. That's Mike McDaniel in the run game. The counters they run, the crazy pulling guards, the way he's built good offenses and good run games without great offensive lines, special. Give him 2 all-pro tackles and a team with $100 million in cap space that will surely fix the interior offensive line. Otherwise, the GM should be fucking eviscerated. He should be able to work wonders. Amari Hernandez should have a great season. If you add in Justin Herbert, who's a rushing threat, this should be an insane rushing attack. Even if the wide receivers are still mid, the rushing attack should be fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
But the passing game will not be mid because he's also a great passing coordinator. This should shade Lab McConkey's broke-ass life. Should open up Trey Harris as a deep threat. We'll see what they do with Quinn Johnson. Might not fit. He has his own Darren Waller now and Oronde Gadsden. They have everything they need for this to be one of the best offenses in the league.
Sounds like they have no excuse to not be at least bare minimum like a top 7 offense.
Yes, offense. I do have an excuse. Just mention stuff. Don't let that be clear.
Of
I do have an
course.
excuse.
Of course.
I will have an if. Let's make that clear before we get anything else. I will have an if.
Of course. You're
Jesse Minter is a demon. I'm building it in now.
Yeah.
But offensively, you're right. There's no excuse to not be elite.
This is unfair. This is unfair.
Are you kidding? No, it's super fair. I need this.
No, I think this is I mean, it's the best hire, I think, out of the entire cycle. Head coach, offensive coordinator, it doesn't matter. And I think even even as bad as the Dolphins like were this last year, you look up and because there was a point where we thought that the Dolphins were gonna bottom out and win like 2 games because they just look so
hilarious.
Yeah.
They just look so embarrassing. And for them to finish the year and have that stretch where they like you have competency, I think shows Mike McDaniel's prowess as just a coach and ability to put people in position and playing with somebody like Tua, who even aside from like his actual limitations as a football player, being like having to also deal with like the injury stuff and figuring out how to navigate that and like what you can do in the position that you can put Tua in, to go from that to Justin Herbert is insane. It's night and day. And so it's an upgrade on all fronts. And the 2 tackles is going to be fantastic. Like if 99 million of those $100 million in cap space isn't put towards the offensive line, it will be a shame.
Yep. There's a guard out of Penn State. Everyone's assuming they're going to draft in the first round. Draft him. He has those Polynesian last names. I don't know how to say it yet. I'll learn, especially if they draft him. Get him a right guard. Throw Linderbaum all the money in the world. Make it so the Ravens can't match. Bring him in. If that's the case, to do that, line whoever you want at left guard. We'll figure it out because that'll be elite.
Yeah.
And you're mentioning all the things that Mike McDaniel's going to have a better situation quarterback-wise than he's ever had, which could unlock him. This tweet on screen, Greg Roman and Mike McDaniel is the largest one-step upgrade in human history. I cannot exaggerate to you how fucking horrible Greg Roman was this year. The fact that Jim Harbaugh had a job and decided to bring in Greg Roman in the second his new stint in the NFL, that's what he wanted to latch himself to, is outlandish.
No, I disagree.
No, it's outlandish to hire Greg Roman after he ruined some Lamar Jackson years. He left and Lamar Jackson was immediately unlocked. Yeah. To decide to see that and say, Greg's my guy, fucking ridiculous. To leave that, look at these numbers. These are Justin Herbert's numbers in the 3 years prior to Greg Roman, and then since he got Greg Roman the last 2 years. Quote, an actual terrorist. I won't even read the numbers out loud. Look at it. He's horrible.
Jeez.
He is truly terrible. And actually, this is Greg Roman's numbers with the Ravens and then the Chargers, I think. Yeah, this is his. On the left is him with the Ravens. The right is him with the Chargers. Terrible.
Yeah.
Not good either way.
Lamar just a good QB.
Yeah, and they had to get out the mud. And then this year, Justin Herbert was also trying to get out the mud with an offense that had 0 quick game, 0 easy outs for the quarterback to have, no good check down designs, nothing. It was all quarterback step back and make these reads for 8-yard dropbacks. Mm-hmm. Mike McDaniel was the complete opposite. There will be so many easy buttons for Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, the power of a good OC is crazy.
Greg Roman, I hate you.
And
he's talking lesbian. I hate you.
It's a great hire, and I think for them, it's gonna be funny because, and everyone's already said this, but like Jim Harbaugh is a weirdo, Mike McDaniel is a weirdo, Justin Herbert, like he seems to be like weirdo avergent, like just
still average Joe.
Yeah, he's just there, and so now to have just these 2 extreme weirdos just in your ear talking the whole time, it's gonna be extremely funny and extremely just like interesting to see what happens. And now with that entire division is super weird because I have no idea what the Chiefs are gonna be like with Mahomes coming back. The Broncos, solid defense. We'll see if their season resembles what it looked like this year. Mm-hmm. Chargers taking a step up, and then the Raiders are the Raiders. We can have, obviously, depending on the offseason, we can have conversations where, okay, Chargers, are they going to be, like, they're probably not going to be the favorite, but, like, in terms of the quote-unquote hipster team, like, are they winning the AFC West? Probably, maybe.
We'll see what they do with the rest of this cap space.
Exactly.
Yeah. You mentioned the Jesse Minter thing. That is the deciding factor. If they get an elite offense while losing their elite defense and being in the same type of space of a 12-win team, that would be unfortunate. Super possible. They have key pieces in every sign. They signed Te'Air Tart to a 3-year deal. That's a great start. Mm-hmm. Don't lose him like you lost Poona Ford, which Te'Air Tart is better than Poona Ford, I think. So they made the right decision there long term. Would have been nice to have both. They have to re-sign Odafe Owe. See what's going to happen with Khalil Mack, who might follow Jesse Minter to the Ravens. That could make sense for a ring chase end to Khalil Mack's career. See if you can keep him. A lot of these cornerback reclamation projects they had, see who they want to keep, if they want to bring back Dante Jackson and whoever else. A lot of decisions to be made there, a lot of money to be spent. They still have to upgrade, get some more blue chip talent. Jesse Minter got a head coaching job because he is maybe the best in the league right now at maximizing the talent he has defensively. Mm-hmm. That team was not stacked talent-wise defensively. He just got the best version of them. You should probably expect some regression from some guys because they don't have Jesse Minter, and supplement that by adding some real defensive talent to whoever comes in and steps up and takes his place. there's a lot of assumption that they'll hire from within and put their secondary coach, the defensive coordinator. He was a co-defensive coordinator at Michigan for the last 2 years with Jesse Minter before they came to the Chargers. Hopefully he's just as good and we kind of keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
But that'll be the deciding factor along with what they do with all the money. I think they probably could be the favorites depending on how things go.
Yeah, it's a good hire. Good hire.
Something good has finally happened to me. You said it's not fair. It's so fair. It's so fair. What do you mean? The fact that Justin Herbert finally has a good coordinator, that's the most fair thing I could imagine right now. That's the most fair thing that happened in the NFL this year. That's the most fair thing that happened since Matthew Stafford got saved from Detroit. Talking about it's not fair. What the fuck is fair?
You got to hop off.
That's like me donating to St. Jude's. You're like, that's not fair.
Stop that. Stop that.
Oh, you gotta give him to Jalen Hurts. All right. Nobody wants that job. Which we'll talk about it when they finally hire somebody.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Nobody wants that job. On to the next hire to talk about.
It's actually ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
They should have fired Nick Sirianni. One more coaching hire to talk about.
Damn.
We just talked about Mike McDaniel going to the Chargers being one of the most inspiring moves of this offseason from the coaching decisions. Let's talk about the least inspiring coaching decision of this offseason so far. Actually, it's not even the offseason. It's still going on. Steelers plan to hire former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy as their head coach. They didn't fire him. Mike Tomlin stepped away from this team. He decided on his own volition to walk away after they've had years and years and years of maintaining mediocrity, doing just enough to stave off a rebuild and be a consistent franchise. What do they do from there? You would think they go the other way. Bring in somebody young, get a new version of this team, somebody that can have new ideas and give them a whole new Steelers organization. Incorrect. They go out and they hire the older Caucasian Mike Tomlin. They do the same thing and maintain the same status quo, getting the high floor, low ceiling retread head coach. They said, we didn't want to lose Tomlin. He wanted to lose us. We would like to maintain our 9-win season. Who is the most likely coach to get us 9 wins exactly? Mike McCarthy.
How does he keep getting jobs?
9 wins. Some teams like that. Some teams enjoy that. They eat, breathe mediocrity, and they want that.
This is not okay. No, they've only had. He's only the 4th coach that they've had since like 1960.
It's crazy.
Whatever. In the last 60 years, this is the worst hire that they've made. It is shocking to me. Absolutely shocking that they went with Mike McCarthy. They went with, like you said, absolute mediocrity with the safest choice that you can go with. And it makes no sense. Why? Like, McCarthy has done all of the same things that Mike Tomlin has in terms of your team is good in the regular season, obviously to a different level, but your team is solid in the regular season, and you underperform in the playoffs. And you did that with Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. You did that with Dak Prescott as your quarterback, and now you're going to do that with God knows who is going to be your quarterback, because Aaron Rodgers is probably not even going to be the quarterback for this team moving forward. So are you telling me that you are planning on starting a rebuild with Mike McCarthy as your head coach?
No, you're absolutely not. And that's the annoying part, because they probably should be doing at least some sort of short-term rebuild. And you said it makes no sense. It makes total sense. I said it in the intro. Blue Reese by it. They did not want to part ways with Mike Tomlin. When they fired him, or when he keeps saying that, when he decided to leave, we recorded this episode like a day before that, and I told you I don't think they're going to fire him. I said there's no reason. They've shown nothing that says they're going to fire him. Then we get the notification the next day. Then we get a press conference a couple days later. Owner says, I would have loved to run it back with Mike next year. He decided to leave. They want this. They feel it in their bones. All they strive for is success in the shortest term possible, not putting in any of the necessary realities to maintain that over a long stretch. They have a Steelers way, and they're going to maintain that. And now here we are.
I don't like this. It's like, because Mike McCarthy is actually in a worse situation than what Mike Tomlin would have been in, even if they go out and they get whatever mid QB that they get. Because if you read and you listen to the way that people talk about Mike Tomlin, they're like, I died for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah,
folks are crying when he decided to step down. You're right.
And the level of just of respect that people had for him in that locker room, in that team, that's one thing. you don't have that stepping in to this situation if you're Mike McCarthy. And now you have to go and take this team that has been running on fumes and Mike Tomlin, the standard is the standard, and all those small sayings, and you have to bring in this guy to try and get us over the edge. It's not going to happen. This defense is also aging. This defense has fallen apart in the second half of every single year. Your offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, just left to Ohio State. You have to you were going to do that anyways, but like.
Well, that's what Mike is, yeah.
Yeah. But you're
Dude, that was so many questions. Holy fuck.
Yeah, you're bringing. You are in a situation where when you look at this team, you say they need to rebuild. Mm-hmm. You need to shed money defensively. You need to find young minds. And you, this is good.
I'm glad to see Steelers fans are also not happy with this.
Yeah,
because Mike McCarthy is not a terrible coach. Mm-hmm. We're framing this all negatively. It could work. It could be fine. We've seen what's thought to be average, boring retread hires work.
Fine is
it could be fine.
But that's the problem.
Exactly.
Is that it's going to be fine.
I agree. But it won't be disastrous. So maybe Steelers fans will be 4-0 to start next season, come back to this video and be like, you motherfucking morons. Fair, all that can happen, I suppose.
The problem is also they start 4-0 every year. They start 4-0, 4-2 every single year.
The problem is Mike McCarthy is a good play caller. He left the Packers. Mike LaFleur came in. Every offensive metric got better. They hopped up, got more efficient in every way, were more successful with Aaron Rodgers. He went to the Cowboys, did do a good job of modernizing his schemes. He legitimately, on that year he had the gap year, he legitimately became a modern offensive coordinator. I think a lot of people acknowledge that. He left. Schottenheimer comes in. Offense gets more efficient in every single way. The numbers all look better with him being gone. He is not at the cutting edge of anything. At the best case scenario, he can keep up with the times. Look around the NFL. This is an era of the NFL, which it really always is, but right now, especially we're in the middle of it. There's a reason everybody's hiring these young coordinators. Mm-hmm. Schemes are changing rapidly. The league is different than it was 5 years ago. It's different than it was 5 years before that. What made the Legion of Boom brilliant 10 years ago would be the stupidest scheme in the NFL this year to just run basic cover 3 every single play and let your talent win. The league is rapidly expanding. All these old coaches that we keep talking about as being type of teams that have been successful, have won Super Bowls in the past, but it's probably time to move on. There's a reason for it. All the smart teams that are innovative are looking forward, are realizing the ever-evolving nature of football X's and O's. You can sell yourself on like a Harbaugh because he's a like culture setter that maybe he'll bring a guy who does the X's and O's with him because he doesn't do that. Mike McCarthy does do that. Unless you tell me Mike McCarthy was in the lab studying Ben Johnson and Liam Cohen all summer, all year, all fall while he wasn't working. Unless that's the case and he's the most brilliant 63-year-old to ever live, sure. But I can only assume he will be an old school coach that does old school things and it will be mediocre and boring.
Well, I got 3 options for you right now because McCarthy aside, you obviously need a quarterback. Who are you taking for the Steelers? Kirk Cousins, Malik Willis, Kyler Murray.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, man.
Pick one of those 3 for the Steelers fan to have.
I'm not taking Kirk Cousins no matter fucking what. No matter what. I don't care about. It could be Malik. It could be Kyler. Kirk Cousins. He should never be brought up a part of these conversations for this team specifically at all.
He's going to start for the Falcons. What are you talking about?
Yeesh, man.
He is. And that's the problem with this team is that now that McCarthy has been hired, I know exactly the way that they're going to go. Kyler Murray is going to be the quarterback for the Steelers next year.
Okay. And that's not bad optics necessarily.
It's terrible. It's awful.
No, the McCarthy Kyler combo is
that combo, yes, but the Kyler idea is like okay.
It's like, all okay. That's the problem. Is we look around the league, all the teams are getting new coaches. They have maybe like a Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson is such an awesome thing to think about. Robert Saleh, Cam Ward. Okay, forward facing. What could this become? McCarthy and Kyler is your answer. Good Lord, the Steelers want to remain the Steelers. And also piggybacking, we just got the announcement of Joe Brady being the Bills head coach, and I mentioned that. I bet Josh Allen could have decided between Dable and Joe Brady, decide which one of his coordinators he wanted. He chose Joe Brady. Now, 20 minutes later, Dable is the offensive coordinator of the Titans. So we got Saleh and Dable together with Cam Ward. Pretty awesome.
Damn.
That's cool.
That's solid.
I saw a tweet where somebody was like, it would be cool if the 2 like old New York coaches got together. And this is fire.
Awesome link up.
I'm very excited for the Titans.
Yeah, when we talk about that later, we'll get to that. That's pretty good. But yeah, Steelers remain the Steelers. Steelers fans this is met with the most boring, wet blanket type of response. Nobody's inspired. But again, McCarthy's not a terrible coach. He has gets no goodwill in this conversation. There's no reason to give him grace and like assume it's going to work out. He has to prove it, and he has to week by week show that it's a good hire. He will be under the sharpest of criticisms.
Honestly, also the situation that he's gotten, the situation that he stepped into in Green Bay still had Brett Favre, and they had Aaron Rodgers right there. Like that's a good situation. In Dallas, you had Dak Prescott there. You had a team that was underachieving, but still had some talent there. This is not a great situation.
You're right.
I actually don't know if
It's dog shit situation.
Yeah, so I don't know how much we can look at Mike McCarthy and say, yeah, we're still going to get the same 10, 11 win seasons that we always get. Like they're probably going to go 7-10 next year.
Yeah. All right, well, on the topic of the Steelers and teams like them, we're going to do another game right now. We are going to put every single 2026 NFL playoff loser into a tier list. We have tiers here. We're going to put all the teams that failed to make the Super Bowl into them. The categories are, you're one move away from a chip. You're this close. You'll be back. You're just getting started in your run. This was your best shot, a la Campbell Lyons quote from a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Change is coming because of this loss. You went out sad, and you never should have been here.
Okay.
Great.
Let's start with the team we just finished talking about and their coaching hire, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Where do they go on here?
You should have never been here.
You damn sure should have never been here. The fact they made the playoffs, everything was house money. This weird-ass filler Aaron Rodgers season, they never should have been there, and they immediately made changes because of it. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers won't be back next year. The coach won't be back next year. They need to make improvements up and down the roster to get back here. It's not a given that they have a real playoff chance next year.
It's crazy because they've been in this tier for 5 straight years.
Yep.
There's no reason why you should be in the playoffs right now.
You keep getting it done,
And you're still here.
that's an accomplishment in its own right, to continue to find ways to make the playoffs when you really have no reason to be there. But we're not going to change our placement because you keep doing it.
Yeah.
They got to fix so much, man. This team is so uninspiring.
Damn, man.
Shout out Mike McCarthy. I hope you've been grinding Ben Johnson tape all summer.
No shout out.
Never mind. Do not shout out you. Never
shout.
mind. But I hope you've been grinding Ben Johnson tape all year. What do you want to do with the Houston Texans?
I have no idea.
There's a couple tiers they can belong in.
I think I could see them belonging in. This was your best shot because the landscape was just the pathway for them was so like simple.
Yeah.
I also feel like change could be coming, but I don't know if it is coming just yet.
All that makes sense to me. They went out sad as fuck. They have to go to you went out sad, I think, just because it's not your best shot. Because the wide receiver room isn't good, the line isn't good. There's plenty of reasons why the offense wasn't capable of being there outside of CJ Stroud shitting his pants. But my God, did he shit his pants? And you really had a better chance to. People were saying we might make you be our favorite to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you go out like that. It was extremely sad.
That's why there really should be two different things. CJ Stroud went out extremely sad.
Yeah.
That defense, you'll be back.
Exactly.
But Stroud went out extremely sad.
And I think you can be a team that might be back if you fix some things. But that's what makes it so sad. That's why you go out sad. We have a tier for teams who aren't good enough. They need to make some changes and so forth. You were good enough in this AFC that was so wide open, like you said. You were exactly good enough to win some games, and you pissed your pants.
Your quarterback specifically pissed his pants.
And he went out sad.
They gave him 21 points to the Patriots. Like you should be able to win that
That's
game.
ridiculous, man.
Is change coming though? In terms of that, probably not. Like, you don't need to overact too hard. CJ Stroud doesn't need to lose his job, but there is change to becoming like there's for every team where they need to continue to make the talent around him better. Please draft him some more offensive linemen. Please help himself, and not be so under pressure.
Yeah,
he needs to do a lot of inward searching, but also they need to do a lot of aiding him.
Also, I don't want to see CJ Stroud all summer. No
cameras,
no podcasts, no streams. Just in the lab and in real life.
So what if he shows up? What if Kai starts streaming again and he shows up with him this summer at like a flag football event?
I'm out.
it's never happening.
Got to trade him?
Yeah.
Have to.
Okay. San Francisco 49ers.
Man.
Honestly, it feels harsh. Never should have been here. With the amount with the amount of injuries that they had, they should have never been in the playoffs. But they have Kyle Shanahan and they have that system and they're able to elevate a lot. Because a change is not coming. They're not going to fire Shanahan. It wasn't their best shot. Like,
I think he'll be back. I think you're right. So in terms of the actual definition of the tiers, they never should have been here. They overachieved. I want to remain the spirit of that tier at the bottom to be a little different, to be like more negative. So I don't want to do that to him because it was like the opposite of that. I think they'll be back. I think hopefully eventually they'll get a year where all their good players aren't injured. And hopefully eventually they have a real chance talent-wise to win. Fred Warner's going to be back. He could have been playing right now if they made the Super Bowl. Nick Bosa didn't have an Achilles tear. He'll be back, presumably still good. The offensive weapons hopefully will stay healthy. They still have Brock Purdy. They still have Kyle Shanahan. I think they'll be back.
I don't know. Like we say this every single year, and then something always happens, and then like lightning strikes the team every single time.
And they still get back. They're still in the playoffs.
And you know why lightning strikes?
Why?
Because they're right next to that electrical plant. you got to move.
We're gonna get real RFK in this bitch. All the pseudoscience we can find.
you got to move.
Yeah.
There's too much electricity next to their practice facility.
They said they're investigating it.
It's unsafe.
That's
yeah,
funny
because
as
apparently CMC was like, "Yo, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Oh, he's the one that asked?
Allegedly, yeah.
That makes sense. He saw the TikToks and was like, you saw what he was talking about? It's like, my dad didn't let me wear, what was it? I think it was he wasn't allowed to wear like thick socks or something because it was heavy on his body.
Something like that.
When he was a kid, his dad made him like super analyze every element of his athletic experience.
He said his because I remember seeing that clip. His dad had him taking like IVs in like high school and like doing every single like pro thing.
Oh my
He
God.
was doing that at 16.
He didn't wear underwear underneath his football pants because it slows you down. Too much pressure on you. Couldn't wear a tight jersey.
Richard Sherman was talking about that on the podcast with Sertan and Terry and Arnold.
Yeah.
Where he said that after his like 4th or 5th year, he stopped wearing compression shorts under his pants. He just went straight pants.
Straight free balling?
Yeah.
Oh, you're crazy.
And that's
man.
what Sertan says he does that now, and I think Terry and Arnold would agree with him.
That's crazy.
So
okay.
there's mad corners out here just free balling.
I need to try it on the show. Perform better.
Buffalo Bills.
Maximizing potential.
This wasn't their best shot. Actually, with how wide open
This
the
was
AFC
the
was,
best shot, yeah.
no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Burrow. This might have been their best shot.
If we had did this 2 weeks ago, we would have known change is coming. Change did happen.
We can still put them there.
But they still did go out sad as well.
No, I mean, they lost. I don't know. It wasn't quite Texan sad. They just lost when they should have won, but they didn't lose in an embarrassing fashion necessarily.
I think we knew that you either win the Super Bowl or you either get to the Super Bowl or change was coming.
We also knew the roster wasn't good enough in terms of being a real contender to win.
That
It was
didn't
just so
matter.
wide open.
That didn't matter. You were in overtime.
Sure.
You had an opportunity.
But
Okay,
like,
so-
it's not going out. It's not like you wasted a stacked roster, is what I'm saying. So I think it's either changes coming because you need to fucking figure out how to get some weapons and some secondary players, or this was your best shot because it's so wide open.
Yeah, I think this was the best shot. Everyone was talking about, it's now or never for Josh Allen. So this is your best shot. Feel safe.
Okay. But yeah, they do have some real talent needs they got to figure out.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos.
You'll be back.
Nah, this was your best shot.
This was definitely your best shot.
Really?
It was your best shot. And it sucks because Bo Nix broke his ankle
Yeah.
the moment you actually won a playoff game.
People are saying he broke his ankle in the locker room for celebrating instead of actually on the field.
But like, you were the number 1 seed.
That'd be funny.
I know.
You were the number 1 seed. You beat Josh Allen to get there. You didn't have to go up against Lamar or Mahomes in that same division. You won every single close game. You were one of the healthiest teams all year long. I have no idea if that set of circumstances is going to happen again. Probably not.
Yeah.
I think it's your best shot.
How many years we have a healthy defense that's so stacked, all your stars are healthy, and you have a generational offensive line that stays relatively healthy outside the center? That alone gives you such a floor to help you get here. They'll probably be back, but I think it's fair to say this was your best shot.
Yeah, you can have other good shots, but this
Yeah.
might be the best one.
Correct.
Okay.
Los Angeles Rams. So they'll be back for sure, or one move away from a chip if they can get some corners in this room. They could be better next year if they address that secondary.
Yeah.
The rest of the roster is going to be relatively stable. If they fix that secondary, they can be one move away from a chip.
Even without the secondary, you can like win a shootout against anyone in the league. Special teams. That feels like more of an easier fix.
Okay, one
and with
move
that
away.
simply being said, like
That's
you could
true. That's true.
either one. Yeah.
Okay. Hire a good special teams coordinator and you're one move away from a chip. You would have been a champion now and been a good
Exactly.
special teams coordinator.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have went undefeated.
If you could field a punt, you'd be in the Super Bowl. That's great.
Legitimately.
Legitimately. So one move away, fire. Actually, they already did fire who runs their special teams. Fire the new guy and hire another person. Fire the interim. Green Bay Packers. Probably just you'll be back.
Damn.
Yeah, injuries took them out. So
Exactly.
you
So it
gotta
wasn't
wait.
the best shot or anything.
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't have even been here because you got so injured, but you'll be back. Michael Parsons will come back, and everything we saw early in the season after the trade, they'll get back to being a contender.
Yeah.
The weapons, hopefully Matthew Golden has a year 2 leap in him. We haven't seen the best Packers at all. Fingers crossed on that one.
If they spent their first round pick in 20 years on a wide receiver and it's a bust, that's a problem.
Hey man, these Texas wide receivers, we're a factory of frauds. A factory of speed demons that aren't speed demon enough.
Let's talk to Sark, man.
These motherfuckers. Philadelphia Eagles.
Change is coming.
Yeah,
Change is coming.
Change is coming.
What does it look like to you?
Well, obviously, the offensive coordinator got fired.
Yep.
Patulo's out. This year, if it ends up being another just season filled with drama, Sirianni fired.
AJ Brown traded?
Potentially.
Yeah.
If it goes out sad again, also, just knowing the way that people move, the way that the Eagles have moved before, people will start talking about Jalen Hurts in a certain way about like, do we need to, get off his contract?
It's crazy.
They literally did it with Carson Wentz as
It's
well.
not crazy at all. It's not crazy.
If
If it happens again, it won't be crazy.
They've done it
Wow,
before.
man.
They will do it again if need be. Changes on the way.
Los Angeles Chargers. They're either you went out sad because they scored 3 motherfucking points, or change is coming because they shouldn't have even been there and they're going to completely change this offense.
I think they went out so sad, man. Still, like, yo,
It was sad. It was understandable, and
Yeah.
change is coming. Mike McDaniel is going to change their broadcast lives,
Mhm.
but 3 points is crazy.
Three is insane.
But again, Greg Roman needs to die for those sins, and he did immediately. So change is coming.
They had the ball inside the 6.
Yeah.
Had 3 points all game.
Jeez.
So which one are we going?
Sad.
Sad, man. This is terrible.
There probably definition change is coming, but we can go. You went out sad because like the Texans, the change is just like improve the way everybody needs to improve.
Mhm.
The Chargers are like wholesale going to change the way this offense operates.
Yeah.
It'll be completely different. Jacksonville Jaguars.
You'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Year 1 of a new regime. There were so much didn't go right. Travis Hunter wasn't there. Like the roster isn't even fully optimized for Liam Cohen's vision yet. They'll be back
Are they one move away?
from a chip. What's that one move?
Maybe
A
too
healthy
soon.
Travis Hunter?
Who knows? They have to figure out like
What are they
his
one
whole
move
thing.
away?
Because if they get a healthy Travis Hunter and he plays DB and he's as good, and now you have a star DB to go along with that run game with Trevor Lawrence, with those receivers.
Hopefully Brian Thomas Jr. bounce back.
Jacoby Myers is there still too.
Yeah. Are they one move away from chip? One more blue chip talent injected?
Maybe.
Because Travis Hunter isn't even a move. He's already there.
Yeah.
So if you tell me Travis Hunter comes back, Brian Thomas Jr. hopefully has some more adjustments to this roster, and they go out and they trade for one more blue chip player, whoever that may be.
Maybe
They go out and they get Max Crosby.
if they added this offseason Max Crosby and Travis Hunter, the defense is disgusting.
Okay, fuck it. They're one
Okay.
move away from a chip.
That's crazy.
Let's say that.
That's not insane to
If they
think,
have a
though.
great offseason, they can be in real contention status next
Yeah.
year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and listen, that division, obviously, shout out to the Texans defense, mad gettable.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Titans rebuilding. The Colts have no quarterback whatsoever. They're going to be at the top of that division. They're going to host a home playoff game again if everything goes right. They can be a move away.
Okay.
Carolina Panthers.
I don't feel
Oh,
confident.
you should have never been here. You were 8 and 9.
Yeah, true.
They shouldn't have been here. I mean, salute. It was you overcame some turbulence. It was salute getting here. They were never going to make a splash or anything.
Exactly. This is the only tier for them because I don't even feel confident saying they'll be back. In practicality, like they probably should be back to the playoffs, but
No,
They're a young
they should
team.
not. Well, actually, never mind.
I mean they've progressed.
We'll
They
see
got
what
their
their
wide
offseason looks
receiver
like.
one now.
We'll see what their
Defense
offseason looks like.
Defense got tremendously better. So okay, like you could be back.
When we do our conversation of who's the most likely to be atop of the division
Mhm.
and then fall off,
Mhm.
they'll be there.
Yeah.
Chicago Bears.
You'll be back. Most definitely you'll be back.
Yeah, let's say you'll be back for right now. I don't think
No.
I don't think it was their best shot.
No, certainly
No.
not. I mean, they overachieve like crazy winning these crazy games. They're just getting started.
Yeah.
If you tell me they're one move away from a chip, I can understand where you're coming from. They're probably a couple moves away from being
Exactly.
there, a couple progressions of Caleb Williams,
Yeah.
but they'll certainly be back.
Exactly.
They're just getting started, but they have meaningful things to improve on before we can say they have the floor to be contender status for sure.
The Eagles share a tier alone.
The Chargers probably should be in that tier too, and so should the Bills.
But 3 points it outweighs it too much. 3 points is 3 points.
I get it. So that is our tier list. Is there anything we should change?
I think I feel good.
Yeah, I think we did a great job.
Wow, look at us, the best tier listers to ever live. We've never gone wrong.
It's so even.
Next thing we're gonna do, let's do one more thing talking about the Super Bowl a little bit. We are gonna rank the 5 best players on each side of the ball that are gonna play in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So we got to rank the 5 best offensive players and the 5 best defensive players in this game.
Okay.
So let's start with offense. Who are the 5 best offensive players in the Super Bowl? Do we have to go quarterback up top and do the positional value shit?
Yes, I think we do.
I kind of want to go JSN 1 either way.
Are we glazing or?
Let's just put Drake May at 1.
Okay, Drake made number 1. MVP
Jason
level
too.
quarterback. We know how great he is. The numbers haven't been crazy. He's playing the best defenses in the world. Still insane value, being one of the best quarterbacks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Smith and Jigba number 2.
Yes.
Hands down, no discussion.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Having the best wide receiver in the league this season, crazy advantage. The fact that Sam Darnold lost Justin Jefferson, we said, oh my God, is he going to be the same? And he gets a guy who's currently better than Justin Jefferson right now? Crazy.
It's unfair.
Do we go Sam Darnold 3? The way he's playing like a top 12 to 15 quarterback in the world?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Who would be the other person that we would put in that spot?
We could go Kenneth Walker, who again does not have the Zach Charbonnet anchor tied around his ankles. He's finally getting all the carries. A difference maker.
We have to go positional value. We'll go Sam Darnold at 3.
Okay. Now, conversation now. Kenneth Walker being the bell cow for this game could be up there. Rashid Shaheed. We know he can have 1 touchdown, changes the game.
Damn, no Patriots have an argument. Nope.
Gray Zabel, awesome rookie guard. AJ Barner.
We're going Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
We're going Kenneth Walker here.
Hey man, the offensive talent is not amazing from here on.
So bad.
We could go Ramondre Stevenson.
bad.
Stephon Diggs, I guess, is probably the answer.
Nah. Well,
Diggs over Shaheed over Stevenson.
I guess it's either Stevenson or Diggs in terms of. I guess we got to lean who's going to be the most important in this game. It probably is Diggs. It's going to be real important for Diggs to be a consistent winner in the middle of the field against his elite defense. Is he going to do it against the secondary? I don't know.
But for 2 weeks, we can hope that he does.
We can certainly hope he
and
does.
we can put him at 5 on
before that
list.
suspension hits him like a truck. They're going to let him play. The whole playoffs is crazy.
that's crazy, man.
Roger Goodell's NFL, am I right? I guess Stephon Diggs is number 5.
That's crazy.
I guess.
Oh my gosh. This league is crazy.
Maybe we should take him off and put Gray Zabel.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Sure. Let's do it. Sure.
That's crazy.
Okay, defensively, now we have some heavy hitters. This is a real combo.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the top 5 defenders in this game? We have Christian Gonzalez, one of the best lockdown man-to-man corners.
True.
We have Devon Witherspoon, one of the best nickels turned outside corners. Leonard Williams, dominant DT. Nicky Monwari, dominant big nickel. Milton Williams. Byron Murphy. Dude, there's so many stars.
This is a stacked conversation right now. I don't know who to go even 1 for real. Is it Christian Gonzalez?
So I think my top 3, or my top 2 would be Gonzalez. I think I'd go Leonard Williams right now.
Yeah, I think the top 3 is Gonzalez, Leonard Williams, and Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go. I think in terms of importance, just because like they're gonna need Christian Gonzalez
Yeah,
to be the
100%.
best.
You
defensive
better
player.
lock up JSN.
He's gonna have to play the best game of his life, just like we did on the other side. I don't know if he's gonna do it, but we can hope for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Let's put Christian Gonzalez.
We'll put him there just because 2, 3, 4, 5 might be all Seattle players.
Yeah.
I think we go Leonard Williams 2, Devon Witherspoon 3. And I low-key want to go Byron Murphy 4. The leap he's made to kind of enable all the rest of the pass rushers to really thrive, drawing double teams, being an amazing run defender. Kind of want to go Byron Murphy, but there's also Nicky Monwari. There's also Milton Williams on the other side. DeMarcus Lawrence is at a career rejuvenation.
This is so stacked.
I'm thinking Milton Williams, honestly, at 4.
Is he better than Byron Murphy? He's obviously more important because they have less stars. I think Byron Murphy's better.
I don't know.
We could just go Nicky Monwari and go with the coolest player on this list.
Well, off of cool alone, he has to be on the list. But I think
Well, there's 2 spots left for those 3 players. Plus, DeMarcus Lawrence has been great. plus Love.
Shout
DeMarcus.
out him. My bottom three would be Williams, Murphy, and Moore. We have to pick out of those three.
Okay, well, now it's a start bench cut. Where are we going?
Yeah.
Damn.
Moore has been disgusting.
We got to keep him Ori.
Emma Warriors 4.
We got to keep him.
He's there. Okay.
Which DT gets 5? Byron Murphy or Milton Williams? The better run defender, the better pass rusher.
You trying to go Byron?
I think Byron's better.
Okay. Let's do Byron.
All right.
I think if Byron Murphy was also in the open market, he would also get that $20 million a year.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna go Byron Murphy. I think he's a better run defender, and he is the more important part to his defense. I think.
More important part to the defense?
Actually, I don't know. That's tough because they really do that pass rush from Milton Williams.
Because if he's not there, it's over.
Yeah.
But that has more to do with the fucking Patriots than the seconds, So
I don't know. I think we go ahead and we applaud both sides of this amazing defensive tackle duo in Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. Put them both in there.
Fair. You know what? It makes sense though because this Seattle defense everywhere, there's stars all across the board. It has to be reflective.
And then there's Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah. It has to be reflective of the talent.
The offensive list had Drake May and everybody else. Defensive list, Christian Gonzalez, everybody else.
You got your top two.
You do.
You're building your Madden Ultimate team with two great stars.
Yeah. You got a million coins for one player, everything else, not so much.
After that, we'll see what happens.
Okay. I think we did that right. Next up, let's talk about who are going to be the next Sam Darnolds around the league. Who are going to be the next draft misses, draft busts that need a new environment to succeed? Mo has put together a list of players that are currently perceived as busts. We have to decide if that's what they are, if they're just never going to be good, or if they need a new environment.
Okay.
Very interesting list.
Who was up first?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
A year ago, I would have said he damn sure needs a new environment. He can be the next Sam Darnold for a wide receiver. I don't know, though. He was hurt all year. Didn't have any improvements to speak of.
Still a compilation of bust or a compilation of drops.
I'm gonna give him one more year. And so I will say he needs a new environment. However, that new environment is on the way. Drew Petting is now gone.
Yep.
Kyler Murray is probably not going to be the starting quarterback. He will have a new infrastructure to truly see if it's everybody else or if it's him this year. So I'll say new environment.
I think he's a bust in terms of him being one of the best receivers in the league. I'm kind of out on that. I do think with a new team and a new environment in Arizona, he can still be good. So I'm not out completely.
Okay.
But I don't think he's going to be one of the best receivers in the NFL.
He's not generational.
No, he's not Malik Neighbors.
No.
And that's unfortunate for a player selected in the top 5 of the draft.
Damn.
But here we are.
They said Hall of Fame him instantly.
He was that kind of prospect. He was.
That's crazy.
This is why we can't use generational all the time.
Nobody's generational. Fuck it.
Nobody.
Generational prospects don't exist. Damn. Everybody's mid until proven otherwise.
That's how bad he was. Fuck, man. Next, we got J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, that's
Mr.
a bust.
9.
That's a bust.
I mean, again, Sam Darnold's in the Super Bowl. Anything's possible with these young quarterbacks eventually. As far as the next 3 years go, I find it hard to believe he'll be above average.
Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl this year, led a team to 14 wins last year with this same team, and you step in here, and now we have 7 wins. You, sir, are a bust.
Yeah, you never want to overreact to someone's
Your
first
alter
year.
ego's a bust too.
Damn.
How about, yeah.
You never want to write anybody off after one season. If we're ever going to do that, it'd probably be JJ McCarthy. I'll say bust for now and hope he proves me wrong.
Yeah, your situation's great. You are completely different from probably everyone else from this list.
I hope he proves me wrong, but I think it's more likely he's Zach Wilson than he is Sam Darnold.
How do you fumble playing with Justin Jefferson?
Only man to ever do it.
Damn. Next, we got Mr. Kadoosh Man himself, Xavier Legette.
Bust. Bust.
Bust.
Now he's a late first round pick, so it's not like it's the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, I don't think he's ever going to be great. I don't think he's ever going to be the top wide receiver for a team. I wouldn't want him to be wide receiver 2 right now if I'm a Carolina fan. He probably just is who he is.
Was Jalen Coker undrafted?
No, he was what round pick was he? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember. But
regardless of the fact, getting your chain snatched by him, yeah, buddy, you're a bust.
The moment you become more meme than man, it's over.
Meme than man.
You are a bust. I'm labeling this as a bust.
Yeah, the fact that I'm thinking about you as Kadoosh, not Xavier.
Yeah.
That stuff. Oh no, Jalen Coker wasn't drafted.
Yeah, you are a bust.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
So
you.
That mixtape is not going to get you 1,000 yards.
I'm forever going to call him Kadoosh. I'm not going to lie.
He's a representative. That's hilarious.
I keep saying Kadusha on the house, and Andrea's like, "What does that mean?" I won't tell her. I haven't told her not once. She's probably listening right now upstairs. She's been so mad 'cause I will not tell her what Kadoosh means.
Just shaking her head.
Don't
just,
do it.
Oh my god.
What does that mean? Stop saying it. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna tell her.
Next, we have Kyle Pitts.
Well, all
Also-
pro season Kyle Pitts here.
Also, bust. Contract year, Kyle Pitts. Shout out to you. I'm not getting fooled.
Pro Bowler.
Another guy that they said generational tight end prospect. People don't move like him. Da da da. It's raps. It's raps.
He's a bust as far as top 5 picks. We had enough sample size.
Fine player.
But-
Whatever.
But I do think if the Chiefs sign him this summer, he could be a problem. Now, will he be best tight end in the league, worth that top 5 pick? No, but we're way past that. He can still be good somewhere, I think. And I saw a tweet where someone said they were just 5 years too late on Kyle Pitts. If he was drafted in 2013, he would have been generational. I think that's probably right. The tight end position just kind of progressed past these guys being so standout. But the vision was there. It could still be there in some part. He could still be really good. He could be Darren Waller.
Oh man.
Probably not though.
Truly,
Probably not though.
Truly generational players. You can be great in any time.
Oh, he's not generational. So I'm not saying any of
That's-
that.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Man.
It's bust.
We got to see what he looks like without who was their OC again?
Why
Fuck.
am I blanking on his name now?
Yeah, I don't know why. That's annoying.
I'm blanking. Well, why am I blanking on the
Yeah,
Cardinals offensive coordinator's name?
Yeah, what's his name again?
Oh, Falcon, sorry.
Zach Robinson. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
him.
Thank
Yeah. I want to see him released off of those shackles. You don't have to deal with Michael Penix and
No, yes, you do.
You might.
second.
But what is Kevin Stefanski going to do about it? Is Kevin Stefanski going to save your life?
According to the
Or the
prerogative.
Shador file is going to bring him down?
No,
Or the Shador file is going to bring him down? If we're
They
being
will.
honest.
They will bring it.
it's not looking bright, bro.
That's real expose journalism that's happening right there. Connecting dots that people just aren't putting together.
Kenny Pickett.
Can Kenny Pickett be the new Sam Darnold?
Can
Can he beat Baker Mayfield?
I'm not gonna lie. 2 gloves is insanely orally.
I've never seen this before in my entire life.
2 gloves.
For a second, I was
But
like, "This got to be the."
If
wrong
he gets a
picture.
starting job and he does something and like has some motion, 2 gloves can become iconic very quickly.
First of all, if you look in the background, there's like blue jerseys.
Mm.
It looks like you're playing like the Colts or
It's
something.
the Giants, I think.
Come on, you're
The
all
arm, yeah.
black jerseys. You're playing at home. You're indoors. 2 gloves indoors.
He just likes the grip. he's up catching the snap.
Oh no, no! I think it's his swag. That's it.
That's a
Plus
bust.
the arm sleeve too. I think he thought it was cooking.
That's a bust.
Damn.
So there's no world in which Kenny Pickett can start for a team.
If you have 2 gloves, I'm not drafting.
That's the extent of the
That's
opinion.
That's my line. I can't do it.
No, I do not think Kenny Pickett is the next great reclamation project to go be a great quarterback for a team. I'm going to go bust. This is a career backup.
Damn. Keon Coleman.
Cookies.
Cookies. Mr. Cookies
I
himself.
cannot believe that they fired their coach and the owner went up there and said, "We fired the guy who wanted his ass," while he's on the team.
Yeah, I think he has to go.
That's the ultimate aura loss. I think he'll never come back from that.
He has to go somewhere else. I don't know if like
That's the definition of his list, though. Does he need a new team?
Nah,
I think so.
it's over regardless.
they talked so poorly about him. Like I don't know if it's gonna happen here, but also you're playing with Josh Allen. Like
If not here, where?
You're playing with Josh Allen on a team that needs a big physical
Yeah.
wide receiver. If like you said, if you can't succeed here, what you think going to the Raiders is gonna help you? Like no.
Dude, there were games where he was a healthy scratch.
Yeah. But he's not horrible. If we talk about him like he's the worst player in the league, he's bad for what they would need from him and the expectations of a number 1 receiver next to Josh Allen. I won't be shocked if he goes somewhere else.
Is he a number 2 receiver?
Maybe. He needs to develop still. And clearly, this is the scheme for him. They use him like a big boundary receiver on the outside, being an X. This is a big slot. He can't separate like that. He needs to go somewhere where he can play slot, can use his body to catch over people in that short area, middle of the field. Yeah, no, I think he's the definition of needs a new team that uses him
Wow.
properly. He is not an X receiver that should be throwing goal balls to. And he wasn't as a prospect either. They just tried to shoehorn him into that. So yes, send him somewhere else and he can be saved.
You are 6'7", 250.
Why do you keep
He
saying
just keeps on adding.
he's like 6'2" and a half.
He just keeps on adding his measurements over.
He can 100% be saved. Somebody save him, please.
Xavier Worthy.
7-foot receiver can't catch. No.
Now,
Come
Xavier
on.
Worthy. Listen, man. If
Ooh.
you can't succeed as a speed receiver next to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, where is the team for you? thus far, he's been very disappointing, and I don't see a lot of reason to be optimistic anymore.
He went to Texas, right?
He did go to Texas.
I'm hanging on by a thread.
Damn.
Hanging on by a thread, but it's not looking good.
He does not feel like the fastest player in NFL history when he's on the field. And hasn't for a second.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
The on-field speed has never matched that. The strength issues, getting pressed at the line, never matched that. The separation isn't great. Obviously, isn't catching contested balls. I feel like he's just kind of just mid.
That training camp clip of him when he was a rookie getting jammed at the line a million times, that is all I can see right now. I do think this might be a bust.
I think I'm selling my stock.
Damn.
I haven't had much this year. It's all being liquidated.
Justin Fields.
You just want us to be mean.
Nah, I'm not.
Number 4?
Bless you.
Who's going to be the 14? Take the bet.
I won't do it.
Cardinals.
I will simply keep my opinions to myself.
I won't do it.
Out of respect for the game.
You're trying to set me up. I won't do it.
I'm not. I'm being honest. See, I just want to see.
Sam Darnold took the 4 opportunities, a 4th team to make the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is the pattern's there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. That's it.
We'll leave it there.
Maybe.
Trevor Penning.
I fucking dare you. The Saints draft one of the worst offensive linemen in the first round. The Chargers say he can fix us. He came in, got benched for undrafted players. I rolled off the couch 2 weeks ago. This is the worst lineman in the NFL. I pray to God he's not on my team next year.
He will be.
He is truly terrible. Bust.
If McDaniels fixes him, crazy.
That'd be hilarious.
We'll see. Bryce Young.
He definitely doesn't need a new team.
Mm-hmm.
Or does he? No.
No.
If he's going to be good, it'll be with Carolina.
Yeah.
He is drafting somebody number 1 overall, having that team trade up to go get you, you have to be one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league.
He's not that.
You might not right now be one of the 15 best quarterbacks in the league. I think for those expectations, it's a bust.
Yeah, no, he's a bust, but he certainly doesn't need a new team. Like that's clearly, he's not the type of player who doesn't need a new environment. And he's certainly not horrible. We've learned that. But he certainly won't be top 10. So he's certainly mid, and that is a bust for number 1 pick. You're right.
Okay.
We kind of know who he is. He can get better and be a high-end version of mid. That's in the cards. But I think like stars out of the question.
So there's no world in where you can see him being like a top 10 QB ever.
I really, really doubt it.
Wow.
He's gonna have, it's gonna be 1 year where he can be a quote unquote top 10 quarterback. And that might be it.
He might get shouts like, oh, low-key top 10 if you think about it, is if you're a ball knower.
Yeah.
He might get that type of season. You know, he might have some Geno Smith years. He's not going to be a year in, year out true top 10 guy.
Okay, so bust relative to his expectations. Makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Kyler Murray.
Man, jury is out. But in the spirit of this, does he need a new team and can be better than we're currently expecting him to be with his current team? Absolutely, he could be. I can 100% imagine some coach out there getting a good Kyler Murray year, and we look up and say, why did we give up on such an explosive talent? Will that maintain for year after year after year? Probably not. But I bet he has one more good year in him.
And that's why I'm going to say bust. Because also, number 1 overall pick, one of the more gifted athletes that we've seen play at the quarterback position. Anybody can get 1 good year. Can you get 2? And if I don't think that I can get 2 good years out of you as a number 1 overall pick, I'm gonna say bust.
Yeah,
especially at this point in his career.
That's fair. But again, he has a definition of needs a new team. Like he needs a new team bad.
Yeah.
So he's both. First player to raise both feet. Nice.
Bust a new team. Why not both?
Okay.
And that's the end of that. Next thing we're gonna talk about. You know, we're in a season where the Seattle Seahawks and I said the Panthers. Wow, that is not true. The Seattle Seahawks and the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. 2 teams who were not in the playoffs last year. Let's talk about teams that aren't in the playoffs now. And let's talk about which teams around the league can go from worst to first next year. I have all the 4th place teams and a couple of 3rd places that are within a game or 2 from being actually last. Let's talk about which ones we feel realistically can do this next year.
Okay.
Maybe we can gauge it from like 1 to 10, how likely we think it is they can do that. Next up, Raiders.
0. It's not happening.
Not happening. There's no way.
Yeah, they're scraping from the bottom of the barrel right now.
I don't know. There is some case that if they hire Kubiak and get next generational play caller head coach, number 1 overall pick quarterback, maybe he's good right away. Brock Bowers, Genty, a bunch of cap space, elite edge rusher.
I'm back in on the Raiders.
No.
They're going to worst to first in the AFC West.
It's tough because first requires you go through 3 playoff teams, so probably not first. But if you tell me they quickly turn around and are a wild card caliber team, I'd believe you.
They can. Right now, my baseline, I'm expecting the Raiders to win 7 games next year.
Okay, well, that's not exactly worst to first for this conversation, but they can win 7.
They're not getting first, obviously.
It's not even a playoff caliber team, but they can get 7.
That's based on expectation.
If Mendoza has a great rookie year and if he's ready right away, which he might be, they could be a 9-win team.
Sure, that won't surprise me, but I'm expecting none of that to happen, actually. And then on top of that, too, like, they just have nothing to cling on to when it comes to all these other teams. Like, yeah, like, they have proven concepts or at least ideas of what someone like Drake May could turn into. They've seen tape someone like Sam Darnold, you know?
Oh, that's fair. I see where you're coming from. I expect none of that to happen. That was hilarious. No, I mean, they have Bowers and Genty, and again, with a good quarterback, they have foundations. They're not the worst team on here for this.
They're not. I hope not. I hope they're not. We'll see.
Ooh. New York Jets.
Hell no.
They're the worst.
0 out of 10 chance. There is. I am absolutely certain this team will not be in the playoffs next year.
Until you get Garrett Wilson out of the big old sleeves, man. Why are we letting him walk around the city like this?
Why is your focus Garrett Wilson's big ass sleeves?
Because it's on the screen. It's the first thing that I see anytime I see him. Listen, man. I'm trying to put you on game. You don't look cool.
We're talking about no quarterback, no defense.
Your team sucks.
Your
team sucks. The only reason why they didn't fire your head coach this year was because they fired the quarterback that the owner clearly was like, yeah, he's trash. How could anybody win with that? You guys are wandering in the woods for 40 years, right? That's what you guys are. If you are not going to win football games, you have to either win fights or look cool while doing it. And Garrett Wilson is actively not looking cool with these big old sleeves. I can't do this.
So until Garrett Wilson gets some tight knit clothing, you are not going to be in the playoffs.
Get him in some Rick, man.
Some Rick.
Cleveland Browns.
Pro bowler.
Come on, man.
Pro bowler at quarterback. Anything is possible.
Listen, you got Kevin Stefanski out the door. You got the real problem. You got the racist out the door.
I'm trying to find a way.
It's up.
They're so stupid, man.
Yeah,
They're so dumb.
Zero chance.
Well, they have the defense in place. They had a great rookie class. They have extra picks from trading back out of Travis Hunter.
Do they have a head coach yet?
No. And apparently they're putting head coaching candidates through IQ tests, and nobody's trying to do that shit. They're quizzing them, and no one's trying to do that shit. Like, they're taking the ASVAB, and nobody wants to do it.
You gotta take an SAT test before you walk into Cleveland.
The whole interview, they put them in a room. They're like, solve this Rubik's Cube. I'll be back in 3 hours.
They put them in an escape room. Survive.
Oh my God. Yeah, 0, bro.
If they hire somebody good, if they take a chance at one of the young candidates and have another draft class, maybe they can be a playoff-ish team. But they also are the Browns, so I'm gonna say 0 out of 10 chance.
0 chance, man.
Yo, low-key, I can actually see an NFL team doing that for for a prospect, like bringing them to like an escape room and being like, all right, get out alive.
They were talking about CJ Stroud's Wonderlic score.
Yeah.
Put him in an escape room. Maybe.
Oh my God.
Man, dead in 5 minutes.
The jokes people are making about that are hilarious. They're like,
don't even do it.
Maybe these scores
don't
mean
even
something.
do it. Don't even do
Oh my God.
Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
We can get somewhere.
Can the Tennessee Titans go worst to first next year?
Potentially.
10%. I think they could.
This is probably so they would need Cam Ward to make a year 2 leap like Drake May did. That doesn't happen all the time, so I can't write that in stone. They would need Robert Saleh to be a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to assume he's better in a second go around. They need to spend that money and spend it well in all the free agents they can, like the Patriots did, because that roster needs talent.
No more giving money to Dan Moore.
Please no.
But I do agree with you. I think Saleh could be better in this time around because he won't be coaching one of the most annoying players in the league at quarterback.
Yeah. Cam Ward's not going to tell him about ayahuasca a single time.
Yeah. So I believe with Saleh and with Dable there as OC, they can do it.
Yeah.
Two of the other teams in the AFC South
Yeah.
on the decline with the Colts. Texans' offensive situation is very, very, weak and limited.
Yeah.
It would be very Patriots-esque, and I think the Patriots thing was going to prove to be a once-a-decade type thing, but if we're going to follow that logic and say it can happen again, the Titans can certainly do it. I'll go 5 out of 10 chance it happens. New York Giants.
Listen, low-key.
Year 2
They
Jackson
have a
Dart.
chance.
Harbaugh coming in to restore some balance.
Scat will be healthy once the season starts. We'll see what neighbors look like. You have pieces defensively.
Your defensive line, it hopefully takes that leap we want to see him make this year.
They broke that man Scat's ankle. He's running a 4.9 when he gets back.
Oh, my God.
But the NFC East is one of the most volatile divisions in the NFL right now. We have no idea what the Commanders are going to do. The Eagles have insane drama year in and year out. Cowboys defense is still going to suck. They have the easiest path to it.
They have an elite left tackle, a new coach coming in that can fix some things. If Jackson Dart is really, really good next year and harnesses that athleticism and rushing with some better poise in the pocket and makes some kind of leap and is like legit, this could happen. I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to go 7 out of 10.
The most likely to. Okay.
Yeah, they could do
dig it.
a 1 year turnaround for sure. When that happens, we usually see it with a new coach like a Vrabel. This could make sense. He could fix them.
Mhm.
Now, is Harbaugh, does he deserve that much credit and that much assumption of him being really good? Probably not, but we're here.
Yeah, and his shortcomings are like, you can't win the Super Bowl. Nobody said you can't be solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they officially bring Monken with them? Did they hire him?
I need to double check.
I think they hired Monken. Okay. I think Tom Monken is good.
We're-
Let's see if he can unlock Jackson Dart.
We're cooking.
Detroit Lions. Can they go back to first place?
Oh, yes, they absolutely can.
Yeah.
This isn't even fair to count them on this, to be going from worst to first, because they were worst by tiebreakers. All these teams had like 9 wins.
They actually weren't worse because the Vikings were.
They were tied with them and lost a tiebreaker.
Oh,
That's sick.
They were tied, yeah.
Yeah, they're fake worse. So we can all see them being first.
Listen, Drew Petzing, if you mess this up,
I forgot they hired Drew Petzing as their
Oh,
OC.
they
That is
did?
it's such a listen,
Weird.
You talk about
That's one of the things
uninspiring
that's-
hires.
I just didn't see that.
That
at
was
all.
that was one where it's like, you know what, Dan Campbell, we trust you. Maybe you know him more than we know him.
I trusted him with Morton. I don't know if I trust him enough the second time around with a name I don't like.
Morton's new guy. You actually have somebody who has
Petzing's not new. He's just been mid for a couple of years. Great.
newer mid. It's more exciting to get new, but maybe
I'm taking new every time.
every time.
With the current state of the NFL, how many smart young minds are around there, I'm taking new every single time.
Yeah.
Go get Declan Doyle. Well, he probably doesn't want to leave.
We
but, you know,
tried.
Eagles tried. When your team is talented with the Lions, of course they can be first place again. I'm not necessarily expecting it though. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to bet on the Bears to continue to get better.
Well, I would only see them being potentially first if obviously everything has to remain offensively, while also like your secondary got to be healthy.
Yeah, Terry and Arnold finally put it together.
Yeah.
Get off that pod.
He said, "Lock in, brother.
That was crazy.
Get these distractions out your life."
That was crazy. Word.
I
He
think I'll,
said, "Yup, you." Shout out Smitty, man.
his accent was
real
so
guy.
much funnier. His southern accent is hilarious. It makes him sound like a teacher to me. Just 'cause we're from the South. So like, it makes him sound like such an adult to me.
Yeah.
New Orleans Saints.
Anything can happen in the NFC.
10 out of
South.
10. I think it's actually very likely they win this division
This is
next
the
year.
most likely we've seen. They've been working on their O-line. They have a QB who we all believe in. Got your wide receiver one still.
Multiple elite offensive linemen, a QB you believe in, like you said. If they get another wide receiver to round out that room and continue to improve defensively, we'll see how the draft goes. We'll see how free agency goes.
Mhm.
I'm expecting them to make that type of leap next year and win the division.
Dude, they came out of nowhere and they ended up winning 6 or 7 games or something like that.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
8 and 9 just won this division. Yes, they can win the NFC South.
If it's real and Tyler Shuck is as good as he seems, I'll bet they win the division next year.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals.
Hell no.
This division is so stacked. You better move hell on earth. You better make something happen.
What has to
Hell
happen in
no.
order for them to be first?
They have to hire the greatest coach we've ever seen and do it in a 1 year turnaround, have him be the new Ben Johnson. They have to figure out the QB situation, hit a home run there, find their Sam Darnold that they fix and make him be this guy that can take us to the promised land.
Nah, man.
It's not happening.
Marvin Harrison has to take a leap. Actually, I mean, they do have defensive prospects that are really good. If Walter Nolan and Johnson stay healthy year 2 and make leaps, that could be a good defense for sure. If you tell me they become a wild card team next year, I fully expect that. That makes sense. Worst to first though,
That's a lot.
0 out of 10.
No, I disagree.
0 out of 10.
They don't make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But like, I thought they could this past year for reasons that still apply in terms of building on the talent they already have. So they could have a good draft and be playoff caliber.
Yeah.
But worst to first is not happening.
They would have to give Shanahan a blank check so that he leaves the 49ers.
Yeah, exactly.
Then hope that Stafford retires so that the Rams are out of it. And then hope that the Seahawks just have a year from hell.
Yeah. Hope that Mike McDonald retires year 3.
Yeah. I'm going out on top.
Fever dream, man.
You know what? With that being said, with that exact scenario, 10 out of 10, Cardinals win the division.
Oh my gosh.
Washington Commanders.
They have to do a lot of work this offseason.
So much
Free
work.
up so much money.
I
can't see it happening.
They have to spend. They have to keep people healthy. They have to get super young. They have to have a transformational draft class.
Yeah, which is always possible. When you have a quarterback this good and this young, you're always one transformational draft class away from being good all of a sudden.
But can we do it?
Yes.
It's possible.
Yes, it's certainly possible. It's not guaranteed. I'll go 6.5 out of 10.
But do you trust this front office to make those moves? The correct moves in the draft?
They're going to have to prove. They're going to. I have a healthy amount of skepticism, but I'm not out on them to say they can't do it. I think it's probably likely they're a good team again next year. Are they an elite, amazing team? Maybe not, but I think it's unlikely they're a bad team again.
They can finish second in the division, but also I think if the Giants have that fourth place schedule as well, and then they're getting the bump, it's going to be hard for the Commanders to overcome that.
Everybody's going to lap the Cowboys. Goddamn. I would say you used to pray for times like this, but times like this have been happening nonstop for the past 30 years. You just enjoy times like this constantly.
I pray that times continue.
I pray the rain continue. The crops continue to be bountiful.
It's been bliss.
Ooh, Vikings.
Not if he's the quarterback. If he's there, it's not happening.
If he's like,
you can't even say his name. Just he.
I won't.
It really
does
does
a lot, man. It goes and dies by him.
They're so close. Like the roster's so good. They could win the division if the quarterback situation improves. Like it really does simplify down to quarterback play for them. Most times people oversimplify and put too much on quarterbacks' plates. With the Vikings, you can't put enough. They really do live and die by what they get from him.
If he's like 40% better, 40's asking for a lot. I ain't gonna
That's
lie.
a big improvement.
That's a lot. I was gonna say 20, but I'm like, we're starting from the bottom. We're in the negatives right now.
Anybody who gets 40% better at their craft in one summer, generational year for you.
And that's what's gonna take for them to be first.
If we got 40% better and our numbers grew 40%, we're paid.
I know.
We're up next contract.
Yeah, I can't see this happening. First is a lot.
It's not happening.
It lives and dies by
It could
him.
happen. It could.
No, it can't.
I am not putting my flag down on being pro JJ McCarthy going into this year.
Mm-hmm.
Crazier things have happened. If he's average, they could win again.
What's crazier?
Then JJ McCarthy being good year 2. Josh Allen becoming the best quarterback in the world.
In a 1 year span, what's crazier?
Josh Allen becoming the best quarterback in the world.
No. I mean that's never happened. But
Come on,
okay.
it hasn't.
You're right. He didn't go from bad to best in the world. So fair enough.
This is actively one of the worst quarterbacks that we've seen in a long time.
But he is raw. He is very raw. So again, I don't want to do anything 100%.
Yeah.
But I will not be optimistic. I'll tell you that.
His alter ego needs an alter ego.
The thing is, though, he doesn't need to become a star. He just becomes average.
Yeah,
and they can
exactly.
Win. That's the thing. He could become average. That's in cards.
Took
It
Sam
seems like a
Darnold
top-
8 years to be average.
But if you tell me, so I don't think he'll ever become a star. But if you tell me next year he's average, he stays away forever, and he just kind of becomes mid,
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Yeah. What if he's like Bryce Young level good?
Well, that's a weird comparison because Bryce Young is 5'8", and that's why he's mid. So it's tough. But if he is that like caliber of 19th, 20th
Yeah,
best
like
quarterback,
19th, 20th, or whatever.
really we're talking like 22nd.
That's a hell of a lot better.
The division's too good to win with 22nd best quarterback. Never mind, I'm out. Bengals, can they get back on top?
No.
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 Not even with Joe Burrow healthy?
They have so much work to do. I don't know.
Joe Burrow healthy does a lot. And again, every other year he's fucked up, so he'll be good next year.
It does. I just don't see them playing. I just don't see like the Ravens being. I'm really high on the mentor hire.
Yes.
And I think that having a head coach like that is very additive. And I will not stop spewing this propaganda until it's done. The Bengals don't have an additive head coach. And if you don't have a head coach like that can raise everybody, you don't have a DC that can fix the talent pool that you have on your defensive side to have them not only just be bad, historically bad, one of the worst defenses that we've ever seen. I have no idea how the Bengals are going to look at us in the offseason and say, yeah, we're actually going to be better this year.
A clip just got posted on TU3 that I scheduled. and there's 5 comments in the first 2 minutes. 3 of them, we all cracking Mo. Peace sign. Man, I just love Mo. Man, you gotta love Mo.
This is why I love House Call. Y'all are less weird. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all are less weird. I'm more comfortable here.
We're all cracking Mo.
Come on, man.
Are you cracking Mo?
Come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
That's the last team. If you're still here, comment, are you cracking Mo? Let me know yes or no in the comments.
My mom be reading these comments, man.
Your mom reads the house call comments?
She questions me every other day. What do they mean?
Why are they cracking you? What does it mean to crack?
Come on, man. Please. Please.
Move on. Come
Please. I gotta piss so bad.
on. One more thing to do before we get out of here. Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler.
Oh my gosh, no.
Throw your watches up, man.
Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler.
Wait, do I have the right
No.
watch face on? I don't.
You can go ahead and adjust yourself.
Thank you.
Go ahead and put your correct watch face on.
You're putting the diamond up.
I put that AP on my wrist. You know what it is.
It wasn't even showing.
It's okay.
Just assume.
I don't have to be flashy like Tom Brady. I just put the Apple Watch face, and you know what I got.
Oh. Like I said, Shador Sanders is a Pro Bowler.
Real luxury is quiet.
Come on now.
Wealth whispers.
We are going to pick a player at every offensive skill position, like we always do, that is of equal caliber to Shador Sanders making the Pro Bowl.
Oh, we being mean, man.
What is a direct comparison to Shador making the Pro Bowl?
Okay.
If we try to imagine this circumstance, who are other versions of this that would make equal sense?
Okay.
Quarterback. I wrote 2026 Russell Wilson as the closest thing to Shador making the Pro Bowl.
I was thinking JJ McCarthy.
Nah, it's not that bad.
JJ McCarthy, week 1, had a game-winning drive.
He did. Shador never did that, though. He's too good. JJ's too good.
You're right.
Played for too many games.
That's fair. Okay.
Russell Wilson played for a handful of games, was actively bad, some cute flashes, but just a handful of games to point to, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, I think it is Russell Wilson.
Threw the ball out the end zone on 4th and goal.
That's Pro Bowler. Running back. Who's a Shador Pro Bowl of running backs?
No
I
man
went towards
running backs.
nepotism with this suggestion.
Okay.
Frank Gore Jr. is in the league.
What team is he on?
Bills. He doesn't even play. He's like a practice squad player.
You okay? I'm like, I ain't never seen him.
He's a practice squad player.
I would say I had Isaiah Pacheco written down.
That's hilarious. Okay, he has the clout of the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Gets it. Well, most of the fans think he's bad.
Yes.
Isaiah Pacheco's good.
That's
Isaiah
so
Pacheco,
bad.
you were the Shador Sanders of running backs.
Oh my god.
If he was a Pro Bowler, oh my goodness.
That's so bad.
Isaiah Pacheco's hilarious.
That can't happen, man.
Tight end. I put Rob Gronkowski.
I was gonna say Darren Waller.
Darren Waller's a good one.
Fuck it, man.
Darren Waller Pro Bowl season.
Yeah.
No, because he had some great games.
But he had his standout game on Monday Night Football, right? One game to show everybody, and then
Yeah.
after that, I was like, okay, it's whatever.
Yeah. I think Gronk would be of equal seriousness.
Oh my god.
If he came out of retirement to play in the Pro Bowl.
I think that would be
2026.
equal. That would make the Pro Bowl equally as important as a Shador Sanders play.
Honestly, right now, and especially since the Pro Bowl is flag football, Gronk could play flag football. If you're not hitting his knees, he could play.
Okay.
He could play.
Wide receivers.
Xavier Legette and Keon Coleman.
Yes.
Hands down.
Wait.
Hands down on both sides.
So I wrote Keon Coleman as well, and then Odell Beckham Jr.
Mm.
as my suggestions of being the most Shador Sanders like.
Odell Beckham Jr.
And you know what? We'll put 3 wide receivers in our Pro Bowl. We'll
Give me
put
a
Xavier
slot.
Legette, Keon Coleman, and
Give me
Odell
a
Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Anybody else that deserves a mention?
Oh my
Maybe a
god.
little Justin Fields action?
Nah.
Nah.
Just
He
no
can't- he
highlights.
can't-
No
he can't.
no highlights at all.
No, low-key, Dylan Gabriel should have been the quarterback. I keep seeing all these advanced stats that have every quarterback scatter plotted.
Yeah.
Bottom left, which is the worst quadrant to be in, it's always Shador and Dylan Gabriel right next to each other. They were exactly the same this year.
Oh my goodness. That was such a.
It's dire, man.
I genuinely feel bad for Browns fans that they had to sit
It's-
through that.
Damn.
And then, yeah, that's bad.
And that's the end of this episode.
Then you sprinkle in the fact your coach is a racist.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
This is the worst.
Oh, I hate when that
It's like, bro,
happens.
you hate 70% of our team? How could you?
Shador files, man.
That's crazy.
And with that being said, we will see y'all next week. It'll be a good one. It'll be our second episode previewing the Super Bowl. We'll do some new spin on it. It'll be great.
T.I. finna be the OC for the podcast.
We'll see y'all next week. Duke Dennis, offensive coordinator.
Duke Dennis.
You need to run this route expeditiously.